Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Game Day with Heavy Cardboard, where we teach, play, and discuss medium and heavy strategy board games, war games, 18xx. I'm your host, Edward Euler. Happy to be joined today. A couple of really good friends of mine.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Martin.
All right, today we are bringing y'all Maracaibo, designed by the Alexander Pfister and published by Capstone Games in association with Games Up as well. So Capstone also very kindly provided us with this review copy of the game. So thanks to Clay, and let's be honest, more importantly, Ashley over at Capstone Games. So welcome everybody watching live around the world as well as after the fact. Before we get started, as I am wont to do, a big thank you to all of the Heavy Cardboard patrons out there who help make all of this possible. Thank you for your support. It means a whole lot to me as well as the herd at large, because if it weren't for the patrons, this ain't happening. So special shout out tonight to John Rice. Say thanks for being a patron and supporting the show. Speaking of which, if you're watching this live or after the fact, give it a thumb. I'll be honest. If you like it, give it a thumb up. If you give it a thumb down. I'll take the thumbs. I don't care what direction. I prefer up, but I'm not going to be greedy. Also, subscribe down below. Hit the little bell whenever we go live. You'll get notified that way. And if you want to support the show, you can go to pledgehc.com. If you think the work that we do here at Heavy Cardboard is worth $1 or $2 a month, definitely would appreciate that over on pledgehc.com. Now, before we get into Maracaibo and everything, I do want to point out two things, or kind of one thing that's in two. It can be a campaign game, meaning how a game ends can be carried forward into how a game continues. We're not doing that. We're not doing the story mode, if you will, the campaign mode, so keep that in mind. Also, there are 3 modes in which you can play when you play it as a single standalone game. Number 1, easy, medium, or hard. Well, you know how we're playing this. So that means our board is going to be set up a little bit differently than probably what you're used to if you've only played the base game. That said, if these guys will remind me, we will take care of that and remind you and point out the differences at the end of the teach. Speaking of which, I'm going to bring the camera down, or the side cameras and the chat down during the teach. It's involved enough to where I think it does warrant that. So if y'all...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Yeah?
Ready.
Yeah,
Let's learn how to play Maracaibo.
All right, here we go. Maracaibo. The Caribbean in the 17th century. Various European nations vie for supremacy and try to improve their economic and political standing in the region. You are seafarers and adventurers who spend your days trying to increase your own standing amongst those countries, to improve your networks, and of course obtain fame and fortune. Doing so is a lot of work, since the competition isn't taking any days off. Only if you manage to pull off your plans without a hitch will victory be within your grasp. There are different strategies to follow. You could upgrade your boats, or you upgrade your boat to a mighty ship, win sword fights, go on raids, set up network of minions and informants, raise an expedition, and more. But be careful. You will need to plan your actions carefully, and the end of the round can come sooner than you would want. Mm-hmm. All right, so what is it you guys here are looking at? Here we go. So on the main board, we have the victory point track. Round the outside, round the outside, round the outside, as you can see around there. Then there are 2 income tracks. At the top, there is the income for cash, and down the right side here are victory point income track. Then down below that are the influence tracks. There are 3 countries. There's France, Spain, and England. And there are combat tokens over on the left-hand side of those tracks, stacked up there. Then there's the ship path, or track, if you will, which is the main part of this board right here in the middle. Then there is the end of round and end of the game kind of aids in what is going to take place there. Then to the right, there is a stack of quest tiles. And then up above that, there would be story tiles up here, but since we're not playing the story mode, we're not using any of those. Then there's the round setup and story card spots, which in our case, because we are playing the hard mode, it is specifically the hard without story card, or card number 77. Then down at the very bottom is the explorer track. So everybody has their explorers here, and we will be traveling along this track. Well, possibly traveling along that track. And then at the very top of the board, that you can only see half of from this view, but you'll be able to see them all here a little bit later, are the 4 prestige buildings, one of which is available and visible at the beginning of the game. Now off board, over on the left-hand side, we have the card market. There are 4 face-up cards and the draw deck, or mystery meat. There are synergy tokens up above those. The bank, which, just take our word for it, it's off screen. We're using poker chips after I got lamented last night. Plus, I don't want to get made fun of by Martin, who wants to make fun of me whenever we have cardboard money and we don't use chips. So, and everybody has their supply of assistants that they may be able to acquire. Now, technically, our little wooden meeples here are not technically called assistants until they make it out on the board. They're called figures. I'm going to use the term assistants, whether they're out on the board or whether they're on our player board, it does not matter. Then, over on our player tableaus, down here, they are symmetric player boards, and they're called our ship boards. At the very top of them are combat tracks, so how much additional combat we can add to our respective combats as we go. So the track goes from 0 to 8. There is the base combat actions over here in the top left-hand corner, and obviously I'm going to zoom in on all this once we're going over these in detail. Everybody starts with 2 assistants on their shipboard. There are 12 unlockable spaces out here that may be immediate bonuses or ongoing bonuses or rule breakers as we unlock them. There are 3 planning spaces at the top of each of our shipboard, which we're going to be able to lay down cards, which are essentially going to be spots for cards that we may want to build later on. Then our career card, which are our personal goals. Everybody gets 2 of these at the beginning of the game, and then chooses one after looking at their hand of 8 project cards, or 8 cards in general. So everybody starts with 8 of these. You look at these, you choose one, and we've already done that before starting the stream. There will be some amount of doubloons. We'll have to figure out turn order, which will dictate that. Then there's that hand of 8 project cards, and then there is the player aid, which does an amazing job of walking us through the turn structure as well as the details for combat. We're going to be referencing this as the teach goes along. So, all right, kind of overview here. Starting in Havana, we're going to play 4 rounds traveling around the map in your ship, performing actions at each stop. These actions will help you gain an advantage by playing out cards, sending your crew to explore or help at a particular location, fighting under a nation's flag up there, or delivering goods and upgrading your ship, completing quests, or exploring the land's interior. As soon as a player has circumnavigated the Caribbean once, the interim scoring takes place. So as our ships move around and we reach up here, we will then go into interim scoring. At which point, money and victory points are distributed based on where we are on those various tracks. Then everything begins from Havana once again. We do that a total of 4 times. If we were playing the campaign, then the story that slowly develops over multiple games will introduce new elements which might alter the game board or give you some new options. The player who at the end of the game has used the right cards and tactics to amass the most victory points is the winner and will be remembered as the greatest seafarer. All right, so what do you get victory points from? Well, it's a lot of things. So at the end of each round, based upon where we are on the victory point track, you're going to get some number of victory points from playing project cards. So as you can see, for instance, on this card, there may be, this is endgame cards, but there may be something that's going to give us endgame victory point or in-the-game victory points as we go along. Building these prestige buildings, as I mentioned. Spaces on the Explorer track, for instance, this one right here says 2 victory points. Spaces on our ship track, which, for instance, here, there, or building any of those quest tiles there. Unlocking spots on your ship board, as well as endgame victory points, which will be influence tracks for the 3 countries based on where we are on the royal marks over there, both who has the most influence as far as and where each player is on the track. Whoever has the most victory points wins. All right, so how do you play the game? As mentioned, the game takes place over 4 rounds. Now, each round represents a decade of time, and a round will end immediately when any of the player's ships reaches the end of the ship track. Then there's going to be that interim scoring, then resetting the ships back to Havana, all of them, and moving on to the next round with the next player in turn order to take their turn. And turn order is just around the table clockwise. After 4 rounds, final scoring, the game ends. On each of your turns, there's going to be a total of 3 phases. The first one is sailing, the second one is the main action, which is the meat of the game, and the third one is drawing cards. Okay? So, let's go over each of those phases or each of those steps. Sailing. All right. So let's go ahead and zoom in specifically talking about here on the sailing aspect of the board. All right. So here in the main center of the board is the sailing track. You must advance your ship following the arrows 1 to 7 spaces, and the space that you end on will provide options for your main action. If a space has multiple arrows, you're free to choose which direction to travel. So as we move around the board, so when you reach space 2, you have a choice. You could either go north around the island that way or south around the island here. So you must move a minimum of 1 to a maximum of 7 spaces. That's pretty simple, I think. Now, the locations are numbered spaces. Cities are the larger spaces with the tiles attached to them. So as you can see, there are, I think, 7 in ours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in our game. Okay? Villages are anything but those. The smaller circles out here are considered villages. There is a distinct difference in what actions you can take between the cities and the villages, so it's important to make that distinction. More than one player may occupy the same space at the same time without penalty. There's no big deal. You can share the same space. Usually, 1 space means 1 movement, or 1 movement equals 1 space advancement. Some may require more movement or more movement points. So you'll notice, because this is one of the tiles in the hard version of the game, to advance from 9 to 10, we have storms out here. So what does that mean? That means each movement, instead of this counting as 1, that counts as 3 spaces of movement. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Over in the top left-hand corner over there, though, there are red hand spaces. Those mean that you must stop on that space for that turn. Now, in the first 3 rounds, at the end of a player's turn, who enters space number 21 alpha, so right there, when somebody enters that space, at the end of that player's turn, everybody's going to go into interim scoring. Then play will move onto the next player, but with all the ships restarting back in Havana. Okay, so it doesn't matter who triggers it here, no matter where you are along this path, all the ships will go back to Havana, and if black ended the round, then it will be green that takes the next action. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, at the end of the final round, or the player who enters space number 22 there will then do the exact same thing, trigger the end of the game, but instead of interim scoring, we will do final scoring at that point. Any questions on sailing?
No.
All of a sudden I hear Cartman in my head. I'm sailing away. All right. Now the main action. Get comfy because this is where the meat of the game is. So regardless of the number of actions that are available to you, no matter how many choices that you may have, you may only take one single main action. There are 4 possible main actions, but not all will be available at each location. So the first one is a city action. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is a village action. Note, you can do a city action in the city, you can do village actions in the village, not vice versa. Or you may fulfill a quest, or you may use one assistant as an assistant action. Now I do want to point out one other thing. On the homeward bound spaces, so those red hand spaces, those simply do as pictured. You don't get to do additional stuff. They are technically cities, but you just do what's pictured. So in that case, it's combat or explore, and the other ones are simply get victory points. The end, that is your main action. You can do free actions as well in addition to those, but I do want to point that out. You may also choose to do none of the main actions as well if you wish to do so. All right? All right. So here we go. Let's talk about city action first. You may deliver one good to a city location. Okay, so we're talking about the city action here. Deliver one good to the city's market. Okay, so let's go ahead and look over here first at one of the cities. So choose one of the cities out there. So let's say this corn city, Puerto Plata, right here. You'll see that it has 2 goods that it's waiting to have fulfilled. If you have cards in your hand that match that symbol. So over here on the left-hand side of this card, you'll notice that that has a corn symbol. There may be also sugar or, cocaine, could be either, or maybe tobacco. I think those are the three available goods on that. If you have one or possibly multiple that match that symbol, you may choose to do this once and only once. So what does that mean? Well, let me go ahead and show you over here on my player board. Forgive the angle of this a little bit. So you'll notice that over here on our player board, you'll notice that each of these areas on your player board have these blockers or these discs on them, these wooden discs. In order for those actions to become available for you to take these actions, you must remove both of those discs. So delivering a good is as simple as, hey, if my ship has already moved out to that Puerto Plata, and I say, hey, I'm going to deliver a good because one of those 2 spaces on that area has a spot available, I can discard this card to the supply, ignoring everything else on the card, to be able to do that. And then I choose one of the available discs out here and I say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take this, remove it, and then it's going to go ahead and come out onto Puerto Plata, cover that space to show that, hey, that good has been delivered now, and there you go. So that is delivering a good. Easy enough. If both of these spaces are covered, they are not accepting any more goods. Now, it still means you may still do the main action that is available in that city. It's just you cannot do multiple, or you cannot deliver a good in that case. You might be asking yourself, what if I have multiple cards with that symbol on it? Can I then deliver 2 goods? No, that would make it far, far too easy. So even though I have multiple cards in my hand, I still can only discard one of them to be able to deliver a good, and then we get to move into the main action. Any questions on delivering a good?
No.
All right. Now, as soon as both discs are removed from an action, that action is now immediately available. So if we take a look at this, if that were the second one that were removed from that, that action or whatever that special ability is immediately is available to me going forward. It could be a one-time bonus, it could be a permanent ongoing thing, it could be a rule breaker, it could be any mix, and we'll go over these in detail a little bit later, but that's delivering goods as well as removing these discs, these impediments, if you will, from your player board. And again, whether you've delivered a good to the city's market or not, you may then perform whatever the main action is as pictured, okay? Any questions about that?
No. Yep.
All right. So one of the main actions at this point, and one of the most common, and one of the ones that's going to be heavily used the most, is going to be combat. So let's go ahead and go over combat now. This allows you to increase your influence on the influence track of one of the countries that you're going to be allied with, at least temporarily. Because remember, an entire round takes place over the course of 10 years. You know, allies may change and alliances may change. So the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to flip up one of the combat tokens, and let me go ahead and grab one of those if I may. And you'll notice that over here, it's talking about combat. First thing, reveal a combat token. So we have done so there. Then you're going to choose one of the three countries and pay or get whatever the bonus may be that's shown next to it. So you'll notice that here with France, you would get 1 victory point. With Spain, you would get nothing. And if you were allied with England on this, it's your choice, which of the three, you would get 2 doubloons or $2, okay? This is going to be the combat strength that you're going to be able to allocate depending on which of the 3 nations that you choose to ally with. Now, this symbol up, or this line up here, says whichever has the least influence markers or ownership markers out on the board. I'll double back to that a little bit later once we talk about influence markers, but as it is, just know if you were allied with whoever is the weakest, which could be any of these at any given time, you add 3 to that combat value. So instead of 2, it'd be 5, instead of 4, it'd be 7, etc. But let's ignore that, and let's say we're not allied with the weakest right now. So maybe I want to, I say, hey, go ahead and I'll ally with the Spanish on this one. At that point, I now have a choice I must allocate or determine my combat value to allocate for various actions, okay? So what does that mean? Well, the base number is going to be this. So our combat's going to be 4. Then in addition to that, we're going to come over and look at our player board over here. On our player board, our combat value, we may freely allocate any number that we wish to do so over here. So as it is, and if you would, grab me one of the other boards that's not being used. We can allocate any number over there, and I'll go ahead and show you guys a little bit clearer over here instead. So if my marker were, say, on 4, and in addition to the marker that I have right here, I could choose to go ahead and allocate, say, maybe 2 more to make that 6, okay? In addition to that, if I have any assistance available here, I can discard assistance for a +1 combat value. And by discard, I mean back to the general supply. So once I have a final number, and let's say that number were a total of 6, we then look over here into the top left corner. If we have unlocked this row, that becomes another option in which we can then use our total combat strength to distribute between these 3 actions. As it is at the beginning of the game, that one is not available, so we can only allocate between the first 2. The top one is to gain influence. You spend, if you will, of my 6 combat value, I could spend 2 or 5 respectively to gain 1 or 2 influence out here on the country that I am allied with. So what does that mean? Well, I'm allied with the Spanish, so if you take a look at the Spanish track, I would increase my marker. I'm yellow, so I would increase 1 or 2 depending on whether or not I spent 2 or 5 of that combat strength. That's pretty straightforward, I think. In addition to that, you'll notice that maybe I chose to do the 2, which means I only gain 1 influence. This way I have 4 left over. Oh, would you looky here? I have 4 left over, so now I can go ahead and do this in addition to that. What I cannot do is spend more than 1 action on that. So I can't use this one 3 times, for instance. I can do this once, I can do this once, and a maximum, if this is unlocked, I can do this once. As it is, this is to be able to annex or displace another influence cube. First thing first is I'm going to get 1 influence, so in that case I would get 1 additional influence. Then I can go ahead and take 1 cube from that country and then place it out onto any 1 flag space out on the board. Well, let's take a look at the various flag spaces. So you'll notice that this is, we get 4 doubloons, 3, 2, 2. We'll cover this one a little bit later. We get victory points down here, etc. So it's your choice. So there, and I would immediately get 4 doubloons, and that is an ownership marker or a nation marker there in Santiago. They have claimed, if you will, Santiago. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. However, you'll notice that if there was a cube already there of a different country, if there was one there already of that country, you cannot choose that space. You would have to choose a different space. But if there were a space that already had a influence marker out there of their country that isn't Spanish, since I'm allied with the Spanish in this case, then I would have to spend 6 of my combat value, which, oh wait, maybe I spend 2 more, since I did 2 here and 6 here, that's now 8. So if that were the case, to go back to our original thing, what would happen in this case is, instead of placing it, I would actually remove that 1, and that would be removed from the game permanently. It does not go back onto the track. It does not do any of that. So as you can see, remove it from the game, do that, capture the flag, if you will. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Any questions then on combat? Right there. And again, each combat action can only be taken once per combat, okay? And there's no scoring of combat points. So let's say I just chose to do these 5, right? So I had originally gotten 4, so maybe I only spent 1 of these to get me to 5 there. If you can't add more onto this. You can't get assistance back. Once you've spent them, that's it. They're gone. You can't store them from combat to combat. The game has no memory in that regard. Does that make sense? And is there any question then about combat?
No.
Nope. All right. Easy enough. I think we've beaten that horse. There we go. We've covered that. And as it says right here, you actually keep that and you would just flip that over on your board to show, because there might be something for endgame scoring or cards that say, hey, score some points based on how many of those you have. All right, so the next action that we need to discuss is exploring. So if we come out here, again, back out on the main board, and you notice that, oh, hey, Puerto Plata has the exploration marker. And this says, hey, you can move up to 2 spaces on the Explorer. So again, it is an up to, all right? So looking down here on the Explorer track, so I start here, 1 space, 2 space. I can stop on either one. It's always an up to that many spaces, all right? It's 1 Explorer per space. So let's say Chris had already advanced to, say, there. In that case, that space does not count as one of the spaces I can advance, because you cannot share spaces with explorers, whereas you can for ships out here. So in that case, I don't even count that as 1. That would be 1. That would be 2. It's my choice which one to stop on in that case. If Martin had already advanced there, I could go 1, 2, and then do whatever the action is on the space where you end your movement. That's important. It's not, oh, I get all of this stuff that as I travel along. It's only where you end your movement. If it were a quest tile, so for instance, if I were here and I choose to move 1 there, I can then claim, I can fulfill the quest tile if I can do so. So to fulfill a quest tile, this is pretty simple. This one shows a total of 2 books. And of course, I don't have 2 books available to me. All right, so a moment while we figure out. Here we go. If I had 2 books from my hand here, I could discard these just like I had when I fulfilled a good out here. I discard these cards regarding nothing else on the cards, and then I get to do whatever is on the bottom. I then would claim this and put this face up onto, or face down onto my player board like so, as you can see there. Boom, done. Okay. The important thing to note, though, is this space right here will never, ever, ever refill. So if you're the first one to claim it, you're the only one to claim it in that case. Okay? Any questions on the quest tile stuff? The last thing to talk about with Explorers, other than the added on stuff here, there are 3 barriers that you can see. There is a red line, a double blue line, and a triple green line there. Whenever somebody passes the red line, whoever they are, whether you're the first or the third to pass this, you gain 3 influence of 1 nation. You cannot split your influence in that case. So all that stuff that we did up there with the country tracks, so let's say I choose Spain because maybe I'd already advanced 2 on Spain. Maybe I go 1, 2, 3 more on that, easy enough. Okay? However, the other 2 barriers, if you were the first to cross them, you're going to score 4 victory points. You'll notice there and there. But subsequent, anybody else, you're not, braving new land. You only get 2 victory points for anybody that follows behind. All right?
Yep.
Now, there are other city actions out here, and we can cover those real briefly. So, Explore, we've already covered that. This is advance your combat movement. So, on your player board, you know that little track at the top? You just advance it 3 spaces. If you hit 8, everything else past that is lost. But hey, good on you for getting an extra 8 combat possibly there. Add 1 to your combat, plus remove 1 disc from the game, anywhere on your board. I say anywhere, there's a caveat. I'll come back to that. This is spend 2 combat and get 1 nation bump, 1 influence bump, and $6. Nice.
Pretty good.
3 bumps on the combat, and then have combat. Awesome.
Pretty
And
good.
just straight combat. All right. There is also an additional city down here, but we will cover that one a little bit later. So, any questions then on city actions?
Nope.
I realize, wow, that's only one of the available actions. That's the most involved of the entire game, though. All right. So now that we've covered that, let's go ahead and cover the village actions. All right. There are 3 options, and you can mix and match village actions however you wish. All right. So if we take a look here, village actions, depending on how far you traveled via your ship movement, dictates how many actions you get. 1, 2, or 3. If you move 1, well, you have to move at least 1. 4 or 7 or more, there we go. You get 1, 2, or 3 actions. The 3 options are buy a card. We will never use that phrase because buying a card to me sounds like you're purchasing from a market. What we use instead is build a card. So you build a card from one of 2 places. You either build a card from your hand or from your player tableau up here in your planning area. So you have 3 planning areas to where you can kind of stage cards, if you will, to hold in place for when you wish to build them. So, building a card. I'll go into the details here, now. Let's do that. So the anatomy of a card. The cost is up here in the top left, so 7 doubloons. This one happens to also show that I must have an assistant, and I must place it on area number 19. So what does that mean? That means if we come over to our player board here, we grab one of our assistants, we find space number 19, and I just put him over here in Camarco over there. And the reason I might want to do that is because once I have paid the cost, this card becomes active. I will get whatever is shown here as an immediate bonus, which are these beige background icons. And then, if I choose to do an assistant action, which I will talk about later, I may do this whenever I visit space number 19 on the board with my ship. So this becomes active immediately. I will score that amount of victory points at the end of the game. you'll notice that there are different colors associated. That was beige, meaning that's an immediate one. Red is
Ongoing effect.
right, so it's a permanent rule breaker for
Right.
you. So whenever a combat right here, I get 1 plus on my track.
Right. Every
Before
time
combat.
you do combat,
go.
you get a bump.
And anything in green is going to be associated with your income tracks. So, as it were, I would get 2 up on the money track there and possibly any victory points, whatever it may say. Whereas this one says specifically if I have that synergy token, then I would then get, as Martin's showing you, if had that synergy token, we would get +2 more on the money track, etc. So you see red and green, red and green, red and green, beige and green. You get the idea. So building a card is one village action. Second action is pretty easy. Get a doubloon. Okay?
Got it.
Okay. The next one, discard your entire hand. It must be a minimum of 1 card, however. You can't have no cards and be like, oh, I discard my hand. No, you must discard a minimum of 1 card, and it's your entire hand, and you get 2 money when you do so. You do not refill your hand at this point. Not yet. Okay? So that is all your village actions. Any questions on any of those?
Nope.
Nope.
Cool. Fulfilling a quest. We already covered that. We can move on. All right. So if just to show you guys again, fulfilling a quest, any of these quest tiles, there may be something else that goes on. There's another one that's going to be up there. When you go there, you can fulfill a quest. Again, that is one of your available actions. If you're in a city, do city actions. If you're in a village, do village actions. Or fulfill a quest, or use an assistant. All right, using an assistant. So that card that I showed you earlier that showed placing out an assistant, so this smuggler card, whenever my ship reaches space number 19, in that case, it says I can discard 3 identical goods, again, 3 identical goods from my hand. So for instance, these 3 sugar icons from here. If I choose to do that, I get 5 doubloons, and then I get to take 2 village actions. Oh, cool.
Nice.
All right, easy enough. So I can do that when I reach location number 19 with my assistant out there. In lieu of that, if I choose not to take an assistant action, and again, the assistant action is one of my available options. If I choose not to, and I either stop at a location with an assistant or multiple of my own assistants, or I pass an area that has my assistants, I get 2 doubloons for each assistant that I did not use. That's pretty cool. That works out. All right, the last thing I want to go over here for the main action is there are 2 anytime actions. You can start a project. What does that mean? Well, again, that talks about taking from your hand any amount of cards from 1 to 3 and kind of staging them out here as cards that I am going to build later on. The important thing to note is I could do all 3 on 1 turn if I wish to do so. However, you can never get rid of these cards unless you build them. They will stay there. They do not count against your hand size for refilling. That's good. That's awesome. But they're here like luggage until you choose to build them. Any questions on that?
No.
All right. The last part of this is going to be for your career track. So, fulfill your career. Well, everybody has chosen a career card. All right, so instead of showing it to you out there, I will go ahead and move this over and show it there so you guys can see. So the career track, everyone's going to be a little bit different. These can be fulfilled in any order. It's up to you. When you reach the requirement of what it is the top. You can get whatever the reward is, which is some amount of money, as you can see, and then you immediately take the assistant into your personal supply. Or, in lieu of that, you can wait until you've met the requirement on the bottom of it. In that case, you get the victory points and the doubloons, and then you take the assistant. You can also do this during final scoring, if you wish, for whatever reason. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you qualify, then you can go ahead and take your stuff there. When all the goals are met, you gain the benefit at the bottom, so 2 victory points and $2. And then we're going to flip it over onto the backside and put it onto our ship and say, hey, we're now an appointed admiral. Do. And yes, you have to make that sound.
Okay.
All right, cool. Any questions on any of the main actions?
No.
All right, good. Moving on. The last action is draw cards. Back up to your hand limit. All right. So you'll notice that there is a card display or a card market over in the top left-hand corner. So let's go ahead and show you guys those. When the end of your turn, if you had discarded your entire hand, you must draw back up to whatever your hand limit is. It starts at 4, whereas if you had that one unlocked that gives you a +2 on your hand, then you draw back up to 6. You can freely choose Mystery Meat for free. However, you may choose any of the available cards out there in the market if you wish to, regardless of the cost as shown, but you pay 1 doubloon for each card that you choose. It's important to note, those are the only 4 face-up that you can choose on your turn. They do not refill. You can draw 1, 2 from the Mystery Meat, then draw 1 of the face-ups, and then go back to Mystery Meat and look at each card as you go if you wish. But as you choose those cards that are face up, they will not refill until the end of your turn, which is once you're done filling your hand back up. Any questions on drawing your hand?
Nope.
They are 1 doubloon a piece unless you have the card in your tab or the unlocked action that says, hey, I don't have to pay for any of the cards in that case. All right, the last thing that I want to talk about or reiterate again are the homeward bound spaces. When you reach anywhere with a hand, you have to stop. You do whatever the action says. When you reach the next space, you finish your turn, and then we go into interim scoring. Easy enough. At the end of the 4th round, when you reach this space, end game scoring. All right, so now let's go over interim scoring. Interim scoring says, starting with the player that triggered the interim scoring. All right. So a moment on that. All right. So interim scoring, let's go ahead and bring that up a little bit better. You will get 2 victory points or build a card from your hand or your planning area or a prestige building. Well, we haven't talked about prestige buildings. Well, let's go ahead and do that. So there are going to be 4 prestige buildings by the end of the game. They're going to range from 20 to 25 doubloons a piece. You will immediately get whatever's in the beige, which in this case is 2 victory points and whatever the marker is that's shown, and then red is going to be endgame scoring stuff. And we'll cover these as they come out. But you're going to take a marker, an assistant from your supply and place it on there to show, hey, I have qualified for that. Okay? Any questions on prestige buildings? No? Good. Let's move back. The next thing is you get to receive income, money, and victory points. Remember those 2 tracks that we showed? You get both of those. Then, remove delivered goods from the cities out on the board. So any goods that are covering these spaces, we just remove from the game. Then we discard cards from the market and refill for 4 cards. Then reveal the next prestige building. And then there's some story stuff that we're not going to cover because we're not playing the story version of the game. And then everybody goes back to Havana, and then it's the next player's turn. So at game end, though, at the end of the 4th round, we go into final scoring. Final scoring is, starting with the player that triggered the end game scoring, 2 victory points or build a card from hand, or your planning area, or your prestige building. You will not lose any victory points if you have things in your planning area that are not built by the end of the game. You just didn't build them. You then receive income and victory points, just like during interim scoring. Then you score all the cards that are built in your tableau. So any of those cards that show those victory points there, you're going to score that number of victory points on it. Then we have to talk about, again, with the influence out here. So the influence, whoever has the most influence with each nation scores 3 victory points, and ties are friendly. You have to have gained at least 1 influence to have qualified for that, though. Okay? And then you're going to score based on noble ranks with each nation. So the nation with the most ownership cube markers on the board. So you remember earlier when we were talking about being able to place those markers out on the board? Whoever has the most that are on the board is going to add 2, as you can see right there, to whatever these number of revealed spots are. So if it were like that with France, Spain has 2 shown and they have the most on the board, they would add 2 to that 2 for a total of 4. Then, based on where we are with the noble ranks, you'll notice it's a multiplier. So times 1, times 2, times 3, all the way up to times 6. Whatever that number is for each country based on where you are on the noble ranks being these red spaces. So if you were here, sorry, it actually counts as that because you didn't reach that. So you would multiply, in that case, 4, if I were at this space, times 4, I would score 16 for Spain. Then I would score for England, I would score for France, etc., etc. We all would score for that. Then, going back, the very last thing, some story stuff that doesn't apply to us. So whoever has the most points wins. And if you're tied, hey, go plant a tree, come back in 5 years, whoever's tree is tallest ended up winning their game of Maracaibo.
Long game, but there we are.
It's a serious long game. All right, so now that we've covered everything in the game, I suppose what we ought to do now is talk about some of these special places that are out here on the board, I think, for the hard version of the game.
Yeah, I
First,
think we can point
a couple of points from the chat. One was that when you either land and don't use an assistant or go past an assistant, it's 2 victory points you
I'm
get
sorry,
rather than 2 doubloons.
I said money, didn't I? I meant victory points. I apologize. Thanks.
And the second thing, not to scare you, but I just want to point out that her Fister is in the house.
Who?
Her Fister, yes.
Hey, Alex, hope you're doing well. No, he and I are. We have lunch at Essen every day.
Oh, well,
so
okay.
Hi, Alex.
That's
Thanks
good.
For joining us. All right, so here, let's go ahead and talk about the ones that affect the ships specifically. Here, okay? All right. So, the ones that are a little weird, or that are added. So, on this card out here, it shows that specific spaces should have quests associated with them.
I did that.
Thank you.
15
yep,
there.
15 and 19 should
19
also
is for
have
4
one.
players. We got
Thank
3.
you.
Yep.
I will pull that guy back and add him back there. All right. So what else do we have? We have L1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Well, I don't remember their numbers, so we're just going to go over them here. This means it costs 3 movement to move from 9 to 10.
Right.
Easy enough, okay?
There's one out here.
Also, down below, there's another one. Up here, whenever you hit a space 3, you just get an assistant.
Right, if you stop there.
Right. Easy enough. Cool. It's a village. You'll notice that down below 9 here, there is a option. You could either go up this way, if I stop wrecking the board, up this way takes an extra 3 movement. This also takes an extra 3 movement and come down here to a new city. You could deliver a good, the first one to do so because there's only one space, and you could pay an assistant, i.e. they were lost, I'm gathering, while exploring. They gain 5 victory points and 2 city action, or 2 village actions.
Right.
That's cool. It's also another flag location, you'll notice, that gives you 5 money for whenever you combat.
Right.
Okay, which isn't this space. Another tile is over here. This one says you can spend 8 combat total and you just get 12 bucks. This cube can never be displaced. So the first nation to conquer this will conquer it, and it will be a permanent cube on the board for that country.
Importantly, though, we have to get past that spot with our explorer.
Correct. So if my explorer has only made it to there, you cannot do this yet. But once you have met that space, there's a little bit of line.
It's a line you probably can't see,
shows.
but yeah, it shows us.
Okay. All right. So let's move those back. So moving around now, from spot 11, you could go to 12 freely, or you could come on down to 11A.
Hey.
Another city. This says get 3 combat strength and have some combat. And another flag space for 6 doubloons there.
Right, and you need to get to that spot to unlock that option.
Thank you. And let's see, we have another quest over there. And then we have Puerto Cabezas.
Puerto Cabezas.
Cabezas, I like that better.
How about that?
So moving from 13 to 17 or coming in from 16 to 17, it's another flag space, which this one gives you an assistant. And this one says, hey, complete the quest.
Yep.
The end? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then there is one more tile up here. This one is the Silver Fleet, I believe it's called. The tile itself, there's some confusion about this one. This one says that if you spend 10 or 11, depending, if you're the first, you're probably going to spend the 10 combat.
I think so.
You will get 3, I believe it is.
Yeah, 3 bumps.
3 influence on that country and 8 doubloons. If you were the second one, 11, and those cannot be bumped. Those cannot be replaced.
Right.
There we go. That's what makes this the hard version of the game. So any other questions?
No, I think
In
we
the
got
peanut
it.
gallery. We'll shuffle those up. Let me grab my... We will come back to that while I send that home. All right. So we all have chosen our career paths. So mine is Urge for Discovery. Yours, sir?
I'm honor. Of course.
Glory!
And that's why we have the compressor. All right, so now everybody has a total of 8 cards in their hand. They're going to start with 1 out here in their planning, 4 in their hand, and then 3 they're going to tear up because it's a legacy game. No, I'm kidding. They're just going to discard them. Yeah, right? There we go. All right? All right, so a moment. And you know what? Here, now that I have done that, these guys aren't going to look. So I'm going to have you guys join in. So,
Doesn't matter. He'll discard them all anyway.
yeah, right?
Yeah, they're.
This one requires 3 English cubes out on the board. They have to own at least 3 locations. Not super thrilled with that one. The sailor one, you have to discard a assistant from your player board. But you'll notice that that symbol gets you more money. So if so, I think we would keep both of those. So moving on, let's see. The smuggler, as I showed you guys, that just powers through a lot of cards. I don't know how I feel about this one. So those 2 are eh. The Conquer Village is really expensive to build, but when you do, you get the little village token. Then you can place an ownership marker in a free village, meaning one without an influence marker already. And then with those, So those right now are I'm leaning towards discarding those 3, which means there's an Explorer one, there's an Explorer one, and
This is a compass symbol.
right. The compass symbol
Basically
here
multiplies your rewards from doing quests, basically. Right.
So, and it has that there. I think I'm going to keep some mix of those. So these are going to be my 3 discards out of the game. And now the question is, which one do I care the least for, but long term I want to lock up? So money's tight at the beginning, so I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and lock up the harbor one. So I will go ahead and put that one out in my planning area there, like so. My decision's made. That means the other 4 are going to hang out in my hand there. And we need to, did you bring your deck of cards?
Indeed I did.
Okay.
I have some.
The analog Schwazi.
Oh, hey, Clay. Analog Schwazi. Yep, here we go. High card and then
Yep.
clockwise. from
Aces
there.
high, bridge suits, jokers fail.
Looks like king. So
like
it's going.
king.
So there we go. Green's going to go first.
And then it's just
And then
clockwise
it's
the
just
whole
clockwise
game.
the whole
Okay,
game.
so I have the smallest amount of money. And the next,
Okay.
and money bags.
I love
Chris.
money.
And
Loves
we're
the
going to
money.
keep it on this camera, but if you guys specifically want to be zoomed in, I don't want to make you guys, give you whiplash, but I think what we'll go ahead and start with, since it's Martin, first thing you have to do is movement or ships. So go ahead. There we go. So ships. Here we go.
So green, go to Santiago, discard a tobacco.
So there we go. There's 1 tobacco, so he gets to there.
And I should have already decided which one I was going to go for. The reason I'm hesitating is because I'm thinking, do I go for unlocking 5 money, because money is good, or do I try to increase my hand size? Because I found that increasing the hand size is really nicely flexible. I've got some reasonable options in my hand of cards I'm going to build. I'm going to build more, but I also, of course, have a lack of money because I'm going to go first. So I think I'm going to go for the extra money.
Oh, hey, guys, I suppose I should do that. So thanks, Casey and William. Well, I sort of thank you, William, because he gave us some money on YouTube, but he picked Martin. So, yeah. But Casey, thank you. Appreciate it.
He's an optimist. He's an optimist. And then I get to take a assistant and to build a card. And I'm going to build the card that I actually have in my staging area, which is the Master Builder, which will cost me $6.
Master Builder.
But it does mean that I get a $1 discount off every card I build in the future, which
Always
I'm thinking
nice.
is going to be useful. And that's that. I just draw up to my hand limit then. And I look over here.
Oh, you know what? Actually, people are asking about if we can go over the cards that are in the card market, so I don't see a reason why not. So let's do so.
Yeah, let's do that now. So there's Smuggler, which allows you to drop a Smuggler at space 7. 3 goods, and you get 5 money and 2 stuff in advance at the Whatsits. Cartographer, which gives you a discount of, you only need 1 map when you're doing a quest that involves
Right, instead
maps.
of the 2-1. Yeah, that's nice.
That's a permanent benefit. Also, if you get the little medal, you get 2 up on the victory point track, and you always get 2 up the money track, so that's kind of nice. A different Smuggler, this time in number 16. 3 goods for 4 money or 4 victory points, and you also get the little medal track. Notice the other Smuggler also gives you a medal. You get medals for being a smuggler in this game.
Apparently.
Yeah. And then a Vice Admiral gives you a medal. Here, every time you do a combat, you get a victory point, and by the looks of it, 3 village actions.
There you
Also
go.
not bad.
Yeah.
They're all pretty reasonable cards, but I'm cheap because money's cheap, so I'm going to buy Mr. Meat.
All right.
And I'm done.
All right. So we all have played this exactly one time prior to
Yes.
this. So far from experts, but the hard mode kind of made sense. I have kind of decided to go a little bit heavy on the exploring aspect of this, especially given the cards that are in my hand as well. So I'm going to do things that are going to help me with exploring. So, therefore, we're looking at when you move to a city, it doesn't matter how many spaces that you go. It's only when moving to a village dictates how many actions you get, right? So, full disclosure, these specifically were not random. They're supposed to be. I split them up because you either go exploring or you get combat bumps. And I was like, that makes for a really interesting decision.
Good decision.
Because right here, spend 2 combat to be able to go up for influence and for money. Oh, I thought that was a really tough decision. So, all that is a good way of me stalling and to say 1, 2, 3, 4 to go there. So, that says, which one do we want to do? So I talked about exploring. And you know what? I'm going to actually kind of have this over here, I think. This way, it's a little bit more zoomed in. I didn't want to mess that up. There we go. So looking at my tableau now, do any of these really help us with exploring? You have to have had 4 unlocked before you can unlock those. And you must have 6 unlocked before you can unlock this one. So basically, we're only looking at this part over here. So if we're looking at exploring, that one allows us to buy cards for free and not have that 1 doubloon cost. Getting extra victory points, that's probably a later game one. So I think every time you get a combat, you get or every time you get a doubloon, you get a +1 combat. Is that correct? Which direction does that go?
No, this is an extra village action for you, right? So instead of getting the 1 doubloon, you get a doubloon and a combat bump.
There we go.
Right.
All right. All right. So, honestly, cards are nice. So I think I'm going to go ahead and remove this one here. So I will place it. I do have to discard a... Oh, God. Whew. I will discard the sailor, which unfortunately I need to be able to for the corn. And to show that. There you go. Corn's getting discarded there. And now I get 2 explorer actions. I really like the idea of being able to get the $3, but it only moves 1 movement. I think we will. We'll go ahead and take the $3 there. So 3 from the bank, please.
$3.
And that is my city action. I am done.
Well, I'm debating heavily what to do turn 1. How about that? I don't like that I was the last player, because there's some good things for being early in turn order.
Kansas City, Casey.
We're talking football, not Great Western Trail, I take it.
Correct, yes.
You know, that's why I thought Great Western Trail when he asked that question.
I automatically thought that because it's football, and then I suddenly realised, oh yeah, there's some football thing going on,
I
isn't
know
there?
about football. All right, I'm going to stop in Santiago because I feel like that'll set me up a little better, even though I wanted to rush out a little bit.
Yeah, I should have done that. Okay.
So Santiago, I do have a tobacco to discard. And I'm going to, let's see, Martin went with money. Edward went with hand limit.
Hey, John, you hear the shout out at the beginning? I hope.
I think I'm going to do money first. I like money. And then I get a assistant from my supply. And then importantly, the village action, which is what I really wanted to do, is build this card. So I'll be putting my built cards, I guess, here.
Yeah, just
About-
above your
right to the edge there.
There you go.
All right, and this is an Explorer. I owe $7 to get an Explorer. I get a Synergy token, which is like an axe and a sword. Let's find that one. I'm going to put that there. How about that?
How's everybody doing tonight?
Then I'm going to put an assistant down on 9. Doing all right. And that assistant, should I visit him later, will give me 2 doubloons and 3 movements along the...
That would have been
Explore
awesome if
track.
I would have seen that card in my hand for given what it is that I'm trying to do.
So, to end my turn...
Do we have Sparkle shirt again tonight? Oh, yeah, we do. Wow.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the tight plaid that does that. The Kodak can't quite keep
All right.
up.
I'm just going to draw a card off the mystery meat, and then it'll be Martin's turn.
Oh, I didn't draw cards.
Oh,
I need anything that has to do with exploring out there. No, let me have, and yes,
do you
it's
need
out of
one?
order. I'm okay with that. There we go.
that's fine. I already looked at mine. So.
All right. And for those, you guys can go ahead and follow along what cards I draw. So there we go. Okay.
Okay, I'm also going to go to Puerto Plata. Puerto Plata.
Or the plata.
Puerto Plata. And I will also provide a bit of corn. I'll drop my corn in the form of a smuggler, which I'll discard.
The discard pile's over here.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
throw them this and I'll get them.
And that will unlock my 5. So I'll get my $5, which will come in handy, I'm sure. And then I also get to move 2 on the Explore track. I can't grab that free income that Edward so neatly got. I can get $1, or I could
2 points or
get
1
2
buck?
victory points. I think I'll take the buck.
Okay. There.
So,
Apparently
Take a bit
we're
of
all
extra
going
money.
exploring. Okay.
well, you know, a little bit of exploration on the side. Nothing wrong with that.
I had a plan. I think I'm going to stick with that plan.
A man, a plan.
Something
Did I
like
not refill
that.
over you?
1,
Oh,
2,
no.
3, 4, 7.
This changes things.
It does, because it makes it so that's actually 7 movement to go there for me, because now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Right.
Not the end of the world, because that gives me 3 village actions. However, I could also come down here, which will give me 2. Oh,
You can't, you're not
You're
there
not
yet.
there
though.
yet.
you have
You
to.
gotta be
That's
there.
right. That's right. That's right.
It would be nice
That was the
if
whole
you could do
point
it.
of me being able to do that. However, so what do we have by way of exploring? Is that the only thing out there right now that in the end one? That is it, isn't it? So I'm going to stay on target. We will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it costs 3 more, 7. So nobody can even do this. Nobody can even come down here until their explorer has reached there. So I have that 7 that allows me to do a total of 3 village actions. So the first thing I'm going to do is build this card, or as they said, buy. So it's going to cost me a total of 7 doubloons. So there's 7, and one of the assistants off my player board, which will have to go back to the supply. So there you go. There's me paying that cost there. Then I get a +1 whenever I go exploring. So if I get 2
Nice.
exploration, I get 3 movement. I do not have this symbol yet, if they are retroactive. So if I get that synergy token, I will get a bump of 2 income on my income track. However, I do get this one immediately, so that will be 2 for yellow, sir. And I'm going to go ahead and put mine like so up there. So that is one of my available 3 actions. I have a total of 5 doubloons left, which is not enough to do what to build anything else. And I do really like one of my cards. However, there's one other minor thing that I overlooked. I really like this card because the exploring, but that cost requires me to have 3 French cubes ownerships out on the board before I can play this. So that's kind of a priority if I'm going to keep that card as well. Choices. Or I could discard my entire hand.
Yeah.
So I need... Yeah. You know what? I'm going to discard my hand, even though I really like that card. That's going... So that gives me...
2.
2. And for my third action... I will pay $4 there and get $1 back. So take it $1. 1 doubloon. Boom, done. I need 4 cards. So looking at what's out there, nothing is. There is this over here. If I'm not going to be able to build that in time. I don't.
It's another reason to jump on a card.
Right.
That's the quest symbols you see on.
Right. Now let me get at least 2 off the top and look at that for a moment. Okay, I'm kind of good with one of them. Let me get one more off the top. Mystery meat. All right, mystery meat.
Yeah. Don't want to pay $1 yet.
Right. All right. Well, here's a good chance to explain something else. These guys aren't listening, so don't worry.
No.
You are allowed to have multiple copies of the same card in your tableau, and they do stack. So if I were to build both of those, that would be a total discount of 2 whenever playing other cards. So that's 2 that I just drew, as well as these 2 here, the Sailor and the Historian as well. All right? Chris, you're up.
All right. I am going 6 spots to visit my assistant.
I could have. All right. Tiny mulligan.
Okay.
Give me one of those discards. I forgot I can put it in my...
Oh, okay.
storage.
So
So
you
it
had
literally
3
changes
off the
nothing.
top,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, you could save that.
I just
Cube
want
one you were
that
talking
There you
about.
go. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Good call, guys. Thanks, Peanut Gallery. Okay, cool. Done.
There's a valuable spot, maybe. All right, so I did move here to visit my assistant. My assistant gives me dos doubloons and 3 movement on the explore track. So, thanks to being the third to explore,
There is
I basically
that.
get 2 extra free movement. And we're going to move, I can move up to 3. I'm just going to move 2 to take that benefit here, which is remove a disc from
Here.
one of my
There we go.
spots on the board. And I'm also now able to go in there if I want to.
It is.
So I'll remove what I already started, and now I will earn 5 doubloons for that spot. And I can consider putting a card out there if I want to. Kind of want to just to cycle through stuff, but I don't know if I want to build them eventually, is the problem. What's out there?
Wow.
All right, I'm waiting.
All right. That
Done.
Kodak is really jacking with my shirt. That's funny. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I'm going to do what Edward did and go here with a 7. That gives me 3 village actions on that village. I'm just doing what you did. So
I know,
I can same arithmetic you did. The first one will be to build a quest hunter. This will only cost me 6 because of my master builder. So that'll be nice. Okay, however you want to arrange
There
that.
you go. Yep.
On the camera, I wasn't paying enough attention to it. So the quest hunter means I get a compass that gives me a bit of extra when I do quests. If I get an anchor synergy token at some point, I will get some more doubloons, but I do get 2 up the doubloon track anyway, which will be handy income for later on. And I also have to discard a meeple. So it goes back.
For those that care, that is Martin's tableau there, so there we go.
Right.
Okay.
So that's my first action, was building the card.
Yep.
So for my second action, I haven't got enough money to build another card, so that's out of the lack. I could discard all my cards in my hand. I think I probably will, but I think what am going to do is I'm going to pop a sailor down into that spot there, because I might fancy building a sailor later on because of the combat bonus, etc., if I have the money.
Popping a sailor.
So I'll discard 2 cards and gain 2 doubloons. And then as a final act, all I can do really is get another doubloon.
And now, draw cards.
Draw some
And
cards.
I get to draw 4 cards. Now, do I want any of that mystery meat?
Oh, you do.
I don't think so. I think I'm going to keep going. I will go all mystery meat, I think. Oh my god. Do I really want this? Yes, I will.
Do you
Okay,
really
mystery
want
meat
it?
all grabbed.
I am happy with that.
Ooh, lots to think about.
And not until your explorer reaches there. All right. So
Is it time to fight?
I think it is. Yeah, I think so. So let's go ahead. Let's advance just 1 space. It's a city, so it does not matter. I will go ahead and deliver a good, however. And by doing so, there's the 1 sugar.
Yeah, okay.
So I will discard that. So by doing so, I will go ahead and clear this one off my board. So now my hand size is now 6. That's helpful. And now we're going to fight. All right, so grab me a combat
Top or
token.
bottom?
Top.
There you go.
All right, so here we go. So the combat token is 4 for the French, 4 for the Spanish, 3 doubloons, and 2 for the English. Well, I need to get blue cubes out, so I think we're going to go ahead and Vive la France. So that's going to be 4. Now, this is how many cubes? Are they in 3rd place? No, ties are negated, so they're not in 3rd, so I don't get the bonus. So that's going to be a total of 4. Well, that allows me to go ahead and put out a cube, which is exactly what I want. I could discard the assistant and the extra to get 1 more influence, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to spend all 4 to go ahead and advance 1 there. I hear money's good.
It is. That's the big one.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but can we?
You got to be past there.
You still have to, for anything to happen with this.
Yes, sir.
I believe
will-
you're right.
I'll quadruple check.
So that will go there for $4. 4 doubloons.
Yeah, your explorer must have reached.
Okay. So I will place that there. That's going to be 1 advance on that. And then that's it. That's my city action.
All right.
Boom, I'm done.
Cards?
And now,
We were joking. It should say on the player aid, first thing you do is remind the previous player to draw cards.
yes, right. So I get 3 more. Let's see. What did you guys draw anything worth it? No.
No, those are just
Give me 3 mystery mates.
stagnating
Let's
out
just
there.
save some time. And then this will go over onto my board. Combat token, boom. And while you're thinking, I will take a look, or while you're...
Well, I know what I'm doing. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're fighting. I will discard a sugar.
Honey. While you're thinking about which one, I will show the cards I drew, yay, on that one. That makes me happy. So there we go. Okay.
All right, I discarded a sugar. Do I just go with, I'm going to put a disc out there, do I just go with hand size 2, or do I try to do something a little different? I'm going to try to do something a little different. I'm going to unlock that bottom combat action, well, halfway.
Okay.
All right, and now,
Bottom, and let me have the tile and I'll bring it
here,
over here.
we'll do bottom, because you did top, why not?
And here we go.
What did I get?
You got 3 for the French, 3 for the Spanish, and a victory point, or 4 for the English.
And is
again,
it
nobody's in
is it
third.
$1 for the top one?
It is. It's 1 doubloon. Suppose now that we've done this, we could probably. There we go. Have that.
Zoom. I think we are. I want to have 4 because that's what lets you put a cube into a city. The
Okay,
cities will
so
give me money. So do I
English.
want 3? And we all started with 1 combat point.
Oh, fair point.
Right, so I could take a point, loot for a combat point, but we're going to go English.
Okay, English it is.
We'll spread it out. So, and take the English cube, and I have the ability to come down here to this
Yeah.
spot and get $5 because I am a really good explorer. And then
And you get one
I
on...
got oh, yep, one bump there. Thank you.
English?
That's important.
Wow, that was a disaster. I got it.
I am going to plan with that card. I am going to draw something. It's okay. All right, let's see what my mystery meat is.
And Martin, you're up.
Don't love it.
And I apologize. So, Edwin, have a good night. Appreciate. Glad
Don't
it was a
love it.
good teach. Hopefully you guys are having a good evening, everybody. So.
So both of those spots in Maracaibo that to allow me to remove a thing have been taken.
Correct. But you can still combat.
But as it turned out, I actually didn't draw any sugar when I drew into my hand anyway. So, and I was kicking myself because I thought I should have spent some money to pick up one of these sugar cards so that I would be able to do that. But as it turned out,
you knew that Chris was going to do that.
there's nothing like two pieces of bad play that cancel each other out, eh? So I'm thinking maybe I might skip the Maracaibo one and do something like this one over here.
That's a juicy spot. It does get you to fight too if you can complete that quest.
Oh, of course, yes. Because that's not so good because it means I've got to do the quest, and I don't have two maps, so that's out of action.
In the famous words of a modern day explorer, draw better.
Yep. So I'm torn. Partly thinks maybe I'll go over here because I've got the extra compass, so I'd get some doubloons, nice loaded doubloons into my hand.
You have to have compasses. Do you? You
No,
do.
everyone
You have
starts
a
with the
compass.
base of 1.
Yeah.
Right, and then he
right.
has a second one.
So I'd get
Correct.
4 doubloons plus 4 victory points if I went there. I'd
Great.
sacrifice a meeple to do so. Another possibility.
Like a ship on fire, he just goes out to sea and he sacrifices.
Sacrifice that meeple.
Right.
Another possibility that occurs to me: I could just go right to the end and just push an end of a end of a round.
You could.
Which would be nicely aggressive, and of course it would give me my combat move, or I could even do a little business over here. Although I think I'd rather go for the combat because I do want to get my combat influences up. Choices. Those are the ones I'm considering. I think what I am going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, and go here for this quest.
Okay.
So I'll take that quest. It will cost me a meeple. I have the extra compass, so I get 4 doubloons, which is a nice little haul of money, and 4 victory points on the victory point track, please.
4 points.
And that's my
green.
first quest.
This is just go down 2 on the...
Is it, or can you spend assistance?
No, you cannot
cannot?
spend assistance.
Okay, all right.
No, that I read that in BGG
Yeah,
today.
all right. I thought so.
Those are only for fighting.
So that's
Take care,
me.
Junaid. All right. Well, I was wanting to do this, but you have to have 2 on the combat track. So, alas, that is not going to happen. So, and having I don't want to discard. I do not.
Jiminy Crickets.
Can't on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think. Oh, that is yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to Camarco. Right. All right. So that's going to be village actions. So we do that. No, I think that's what we need to do. Yeah, this is the important one. On 9. Yeah. So here we go. So we're going to spend 7 there, and an assistant has to go out on 9, as you can see. And when he does so, goes into Kumana, I get that symbol, and then just like on Chris's, I'm going to get 2 money and I get 3 exploring if I take the assistant action whenever I visit Kumana. So that seems like a good idea. Kumana, you would think for such a small island wouldn't have so much exploration going on, but as it is, it does. There we go, and I'll pay the $7. So that's going to be 1 of my 3. The other ones are take money or discard all the cards in my hand. I'm not super enamored with my hand, although I really like these. And I am, oh, you know what? We're about to get income here in a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do. For my second village action, I'm going to take 1 doubloon. And for my third village action, I'm going to build yet another card. So a moment on this one. Oops, other way.
Remember, you do get a chance to build one at the end of the round.
And there is that before.
Right?
Okay.
Not to
in that
derail
case, yeah, in that case, I'll take an extra buck. Done.
Right. There
we go, done. Good
Okay.
call. Thanks. And draw back up to 6. You guys have really got to do better on the
Those are going to clear very soon.
Yeah, they are. I know. Mystery meat, please.
1 mystery meat?
Yep.
There you go.
And
All right.
there we go.
Tell you
Quest Hunter.
what I'm thinking.
All right.
At a minimum, next turn, Edward will trigger the goings into the end of the round.
The
so
homeward bound.
The homeward bound area, right? So if he does it, that's great. I'll be first player next round. If Martin does it, I'll be second player. But if I do it, I'll be last next round. I can make it all the way there. So I think I'll squeeze another action out of it. So
Hey,
I
little
like
blue
both,
cubes.
like
Welcome.
both of these cities. Quests. Oh, I do need to get quests. All right. This might be the wrong choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going there.
Hey, Shrey.
I don't have the banana to discard. Oh,
Corn.
I mean corn. Sorry. You said I'm being bananas in these games because I want my.
Given the location,
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense.
The
right?
the corn on my card is also with a map. So either I'm going to remove a disc with that, or I'm going to do the quest. And I think the quest is a little bit better. So
Okay.
these are my 2 maps, and then we're going to do this quest. So
Right.
this quest says, for each compass I have, get a strength. So I get 1 bump on the strength because I have 1 base compass, and then I get to do a fight. So
All right.
we're going to do a fight.
All right. So
Another fight action.
Choose. Yeah. Here we go.
We went bottom last time. We'll do top this time. Let's see what I
All right.
got.
There we go.
Interesting.
So we have nobody's in third still. I don't think. Right.
Actually, no, there is a solo third.
There
It's
is
red.
a solo third.
Ooh, and that's the one that comes
so
with $2.
That is the Spanish. So the +3 would go there. So it's actually 5 and 2 doubloons for the Spanish, whereas everything else is as you see it.
Right.
Viva lo. No, doesn't work.
Viva the Spanish.
Yeah, apparently. So
So, yeah. But I've already started working on this English track. That comes
Yeah.
as 3 points and 1 point and 3 fight points. And I do have 2. So I could start moving up that myself. I think I'll spread out. We'll do this Spanish. So what did I get for that?
okay, so the Spanish you're getting a total of 5.
5 combat points,
Correct.
and I get $2. Is that what it says?
Yeah. Oh yes. Sorry.
$2.
doubloons.
Okay,
I
2
apologize.
doubloons. Sorry,
Yeah.
and I can of course increase that if I want, which I think is worthwhile in this case because bumping that up by 1 to 6 lets me do both of the combat actions, which are
Correct.
available to me.
So there you go.
So that's the 1 bump I got from the quest.
So that's 6.
So I'll put the cube out first there on the remaining $3 space. So I'll turn those 2 back into a 5.
I told everybody money was tight. You're making a liar out of me.
I love collecting money. Just gotta try to do something like
Getting
that.
it all.
So that gives me a bump there.
Cheating, obviously. Clearly is the
And then for my other combat action, I'll trade 2 combat points in for another bump on the Spanish track.
And it must be on the Spanish because that's who you allied with.
That's who I'm allied with at the moment.
All right, and
And then I get to do something with cards.
correct.
Ay, ay, ay. These cards are just not exciting. They're out there.
Well,
Let me draw
hopefully
one.
they will be on the next round.
Ooh. Ahoy. Guess what I drew. All right. All good. Go ahead.
Oh, and we should, when you did that, this should have.
This automatically
Yes,
refills
it
in that
does.
city.
Ooh.
It does.
Interesting.
That's what I
That's
would do.
interesting.
Place a new quest tile on the empty quest space.
That is interesting.
Very clear.
Money
see.
and a meeple. So I was thinking of just going straight for the
yeah,
final
there it is,
action.
yeah.
But then when I see that quest appear,
Yeah. Do you
I've
have,
got
do you have
two herbs, which actually I do have 2 herbs in my hand.
I'll
So
get you some
actually,
money.
that's quite tempting. I'd pick up a bit of money. I'd also get a meeple.
Yeah, right. Just like in real life, you can never have enough doubloons.
You know, I think I'm going to do that.
Ahoy!
Ahoy!
So
Ahoy, hoy.
joining
So
and doing
I'm
the
going to drop a couple of
Couple of medicinal herbs.
medicinal herbs, and of course I've got the extra compass, so I get 4 doubloons.
Nice.
And
Again.
another assistant from the supply.
So I've also got plenty of money and an assistant from supply,
And
which is also going to be handy.
you'll notice that these are face up. They're supposed to be, so you always know the next one coming.
Oh yeah, hadn't noticed that. I should have paid more attention.
I'm sorry, what? I wasn't paying attention. What? And refilling your hand? All right, so I must move my ship a minimum of 1.
Let me help you out. I know.
And
I know where
it's a
you're
red
going.
hand, I must stop. So now I haven't, in theory, an interesting decision. I really don't, though. I could either do combat if I wish, or I could go ahead and explore. So up there in the top left-hand corner, you can see where my ship is up there. So now, thinking about this, I do have a +1 on the Explorer, which allows me actually 3 whenever I explore. Which
You can get a big jump on that Explorer track.
I am looking, do I have a couple of books? I do not, unfortunately.
Oof.
And the reason that matters is because 1, 2, which will give me an extra combat, always nice. 3, I'm going to get +3 on influence on 1. The other one was here for 2 books, which I would love to be able to do that, but as you can see, we have a lot of herbage here, and
Not a lot of books.
not a lot of books.
I'm assuming.
Unfortunately, only 1 book. So we're going to forego combat. We're going to skip the points. So 1, 2, and now whenever I do combat, that is unlocked
you
for
got
me.
to
This
8.
spot is unlocked for me.
It's a juicy spot.
And the third, you know what? Having this space available as with an extra added combat action, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Will I? No, we're gonna. You know what? I talked about the explorers, so we're gonna go there because I don't want everybody to just get the free jump right there. So I'm just gonna get the 1 point, as it were. So 1 point for yellow, please. And I get 3 influence of my choice. Vive la France.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, and 3. And remember, they must be the same company, or sorry, the same nation. So done.
Let me check my player aid. Did you draw cards?
Not yet.
Do you have to?
I do not.
All right,
So
okay.
good. All right.
I should write that in. All right, I'm going to come up here because these are 2 good actions. Fight or march.
Take care, Alex. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for stopping by.
There's enough chance to marching. I'm going to keep on
And take care, Peter.
fighting. Yeah, let's keep on fighting.
Oh,
I'm up here
okay.
at the end with you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. And here we go. We have whoever's in third place, which again.
It's tied 1 to 1 to 1 right now.
Oh, so nobody's in third place, so ignore the top. But France gives you a victory point, whereas the English give you $2. 4, 3, and 2, respectively. Spanish, French, and English, sir.
Well, I'm furthest up the red, which is the Spanish track.
Yep.
And that's the most combat value, so we're going to use those 4.
So doing Spanish here. Okay, so looking at your board, you have what? 1 combat and 2 assistants.
So I could do the same double move again if I want to. I would have to lose my combat point here and 1 assistant. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Or I could use both assistants, I guess, but
You could.
assistants are a little harder to come by, I think. So it's the same double action. So we're going to move 1 up the track, and we're going to put 1 red cube out on the board. And what do we have left? Oh, I could get an assistant right back, I guess.
You could.
I'm not far enough.
You can't bump out, remember.
Can't bump out.
So you have, you
Basic,
can't
My
Not
choices
enough.
are $2 or 2 victory points or a meeple.
Yep.
Keep them going money. Let me turn 3 into 5. It's $2. I got 2 doubloons, sorry. Dos doubloons. And I might store a card to see if I can get another. I'm going to store that card there.
That's a good point. So remember when you draw, who is it? Paul points out the Vice Admiral for you because of all your combat tiles already. You get a point for each one.
Oh, I see.
Whenever
a point
you
for
stop
each
in
one.
Marco.
You get that nice smuggler's medal.
Yep.
1 victory point per combat token and 3 village actions. Yeah, yeah. Maybe Paul voted for me. I guess I'll take it. I owe $1 for it, but I have so much doubloons here. I'm drowning in doubloons.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Martin.
Well, I'm going to join you, and I'm also going to do a bit of fighting. So,
All right, so here we go.
reveal what I'm going to get.
So real quick, before we switch, we have 2 for the Spanish, 1 for the French, and 1 for the English, so nobody will be in third. Keep that in
The
mind.
Spanish is in first, which could come into play.
So here we go.
Oh.
So nobody in third, so there you go. Those are your options. Ooh, taking an assistant, though, for the Spanish. But my guess is go France. Come on, France.
Well, the thing is, I don't really have a lot of military oomph to do. I can put a cube out if I do a 4, of course. And I can put a cube out.
And that's Martin's
have all the
board
big money
right
places
now.
come out. There's some money, and I don't need the money, so I could just take. What is it? 2 and.
It's 2 for the
Assistant?
Spanish and an assistant. Yes,
So I
sir.
take 4, and that would allow me to grab some money. I think I'll take the 4 and grab some money.
Okay, so which 4?
It'll be the French, of
Yes.
leech off Edward. That's always a good idea.
I'm okay with
And
this.
anyway, as a good American, I want to ally with the French, not the disgusting English. So I'll take a cube off there, put it on there, take my 2 doubloons to Franck.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
And there we are.
All right,
My first little bit of combat.
All right, so
let's end this round, huh?
Yeah, so here we go. So I advance to the next space. I score 3 points immediately. And hey, we immediately go into interim scoring. So starting with the player that triggered it, yours truly, may build from here, from your hand, or if you're Diamond Jim Brady, the prestige buildings up there. So I am sitting on, what are we looking at? 7 doubloons. No, maybe. Doesn't matter. No, no, and I cannot. So, do these matter actually? A moment. They do have different symbols, so hold on. I will build this one. So I'm going to build Master Builder. We've already seen that one, so that's going to be 6. 6. There we go. And all cards that I build now cost 1 less. Done.
Nice.
You could also choose 2 victory points in lieu of building.
All right. I'm building the sailor. The sailor gets me 1 combat point before combat. It also will immediately bump me up 2 on the money track.
2 for your black.
And to pay for it, I owe 7. And an assistant goes back into the assistant pool.
All right.
All right.
Take care, Dennis. Thanks for hanging out.
Martin?
Yeah, tricky choices for
you draw
me.
back up too. So did you lose a card? Or?
Oh, yeah, you do, don't you?
See, cards?
I already get that one. I don't need it. Top mystery meat.
All right, mystery for
you.
you, and probably mystery for...
And this is what we drew.
No,
for
I don't need a
those
card.
Playing along.
Well, might as well get a card out of the
A
deal.
moment, real quick. So $13, 2 points. But whenever I displace an ownership marker, get 3 victory points and 5 on the income if I get a medal. So there we go.
So I'm going to place a shipbuilder. That will cost me 11, but only 10 because of my master builder. I need to put one of my meeples in Caracas.
Okay.
I get a building, what's it marker? Synergy. Synergy. It sounds very
Yes.
corporate, doesn't it, when you say that?
It really
Synergy.
does. Yeah, right.
I get synergy.
Hey, Jack.
And that will be nice. And that's all I get for my building. And I get to take another card. Mystery meat or the real thing? That's the question.
Last chance to get one of those face-ups.
And
It is.
we'll do it in order for
I'm
the
going to
first
do
time.
mystery meat.
So, okay. So, real quick, we'll go ahead and there we go. So, end of the round. So, the
we
next
did that.
thing is going to be, so we just did that. Now we are going to get our income. So, taking a look at this, nobody's on the victory point track, so we don't have to worry about that. But everyone's going to get a total of, 10.
10 each.
So,
No.
okay.
Oh, you
We're good.
yours,
I got
okay.
my stack here. All
I'll
right.
take mine.
Okay. So then after that, we remove all of the brown discs, all the goods from the board. Anything that's been filled, those can just go out of play. Mm-hmm. There we go. Anything else out here that you guys see? Nope, that's it.
Nope. Okay.
So the next thing is we discard all the cards from the market, and while we do that, might as well show you guys what's coming out. So here we go.
All right. I'll walk you through. There's a master builder. We know him.
Ooh, the third one would be
Conquer
tasty.
Village. I think we've seen that one before too. Get
Yep.
a house marker, some victory points at the end game. There you go. Amaro Pargo gives you a combat point before combat and then a couple bumps on the...
And requires
White
3
tracks.
Spanish cubes out on the board.
All right, there are 2. And another Conquer Village.
Okay, there we go. All right, so moving back now for the end of the round. We
Oh, we gotta
flip
check
over
that card.
another. Well, we flip over
Oh,
another
sorry.
prestige building. So now, Martin.
Dun, 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 dun. It's a cathedral.
Oh, we should probably go over both those. So real quick, the first one is for each line that you've crossed on the Explorer of the barriers, you're going to score 4 points. And the second one is, what is that?
I don't know. What is that?
Final scoring. Oh, you're going to score double the amount of points you would get on this.
You're
So-
really going to score triple.
Yeah,
There's-
triple. There you go, times two.
There's questions on this. At the end of the game, we're going to score based on the victory points where we are on this track.
Because the money means nothing.
Right.
Right.
So if you were here, you score 9 points. If you have a prestige marker or if you have an assistant on that card, you're going to score 9 just like normal. Then you're going to score double what that would score.
Okay, makes
So you
sense.
would score another 18
So
points.
that's a potential up to 20
Or-
bonus points.
On top of the
top of
10
the 10
that
you
you
would
would
have already
get.
got.
Correct. Yes. All right. So now that we have covered that, the last thing is story stuff. We
There is-
don't care. We move back to Havana, and then here. So round 2.
No, this is at the end of each round, right? It
Yes.
says, so at the end of round 1, we're going to add a quest to 6 and 16. That's what that
At the end
says.
of each round, right?
Yeah, so
there you go.
there's
6 and 16. There we go.
16 there.
Okay. Hey, Rainer.
Ooh, look at that. That one coming next is remove 2 discs from your board.
Ooh, Nelly.
All right.
2 books, you say?
Oh, here's a couple rogue goods there.
Thank you. I thought there were more than
They
that.
blended into the brown background.
All right, so I triggered the end of the round.
My turn.
Correct.
As planned.
So are you guys able to follow along now that we're 1 round into this? Is all of this making a lot of sense? Is the camera working for you guys for being able to zoom in on everything, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah. Okay. We'll go to Santiago. Santiago. There's a tobacco. And here comes a disc. So now I've unlocked my 3rd combat action, which is place cubes in villages. I get an assistant, which is the main reason I stopped there, because I used them all up, and now I have a village action. I can buy a card. It's a good time. I could
And by build, or buy, you mean build.
or sorry, build a card.
It's called buy, but
It
to
says-
me
it
that's
says
take
buy a
from the
card,
market.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Do I want any of? Ooh, that's a pretty good one. All right, I'll be getting that. All right, I think we're just gonna do. I don't want to discard a guy. All right, we'll put out that Vice Admiral. He goes in 19, Camargo. 11, the Bloom Bucks. And I'm going to draw some cards. I'm going to spend 1 to get this card here. That's the Amaro Pargo, which gives me a combat bump and then a couple bumps on the victory points and income tracks if there are 3 red cubes on the board.
And that's it? That's your only draw?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Refill the market, sir.
everything. Yep.
And what comes out?
Legionnaire. Immediately you get 4 combat point bumps, 1 bump on the dollar income track, and then eventually maybe 2 on the point track.
All right. Martin, you're up.
Okay, I'm also going to go to Santiago. I'm going to start looking to increase my hand size. So I shall deliver a tobacco for that. It can be that. And then I'm going to take a assistant, and I am going to build, with my village action, I'm going to build a fort. You got room for me up there?
No, that'll work. That'll
That's
work.
it.
Yep.
So the fort will cost me $12, but 11 because of my master builder.
Need to remember I have one of those.
Yeah. And that fort's going to mean that I now got an extra combat action. So instead of the usual combat action spending 2 to get 1 of influence, I can spend 2 to get 1 of influence and also get 3 victory points.
Nice.
Which is rather nice, I think. And I will take cards. So I'm going to take 1 piece of mystery meat.
Nom 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 nom.
And then I'm actually going to pay for a remaining card. This Conquer Village one, I think. Or do you have a master
Thanks,
builder? You have
Christopher.
a master builder, I think.
Yep, there you go. Ooh, what's that?
Captain, immediately remove a disc. And then if you have that metal synergy token, 3 points up.
Somebody made a point. We're not pirates. We're privateers.
Privateers, that's
Not
right.
quite the same thing.
Right, because we have the nation backing, so that makes sense. I hate being a sheep, but I really want to be able to start discarding some stuff off my player board. However,
Be a sheep.
the question is, do I want to build anything? I like the idea of being able to build this. The other question, but I want to be able to build my shipbuilder, but the problem is I already got the icon, so it just puts an assistant out in 10, which gives me a free, I don't think it's that good actually, now that I already have the Explorer out there. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and make my life a little bit easier. I will sort of be a sheep, I think.
You mustn't be afraid of being a sheep.
But I'm pumped. All right, so I will go ahead and join the party out here.
Gotcha.
Go there.
We'll put you on top.
So, there. So I will discard the shipbuilder. I'm not going to use it, so I might as well get rid of it. And which one am I going to use? What one am I going to clear is the question. And the village actions for less movement I don't think is that tempting. The combat is no. I think whenever we just have to do village actions, I'll go ahead and remove this one. So there, so that'll go there. I get one more assistant back. And I get one building action. Or one village action, and that village action is to build yet another master builder. I already have one, so he actually only costs 5, plus now it will be a discount of 2. That seems to make the most sense to me, so I'm just going to kind of stagger those like there. And your bottom guy, you can actually cover all of that stuff except for the bottom part of him, other way around.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
There. Because the tops won't matter until in game anyways.
Yep.
All right, so
Draw
that
cards?
is, yeah, right. Draw 2 cards. The captain is kind of tempting, but I wish he gave a medal. He doesn't. Mystery meat, top 2, please.
2.
And I spent that. Well, we drew that. And erg. There we go. So they're cheap cards and worth a fair bit of points there. Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, that's a 3 right there. 4, 5, 6, and we're stopping to visit my assistant. He's an explorer.
So you're going to take the assistant action?
Yep, I'm going to take $2 and we're going to move up to 3 on the explorer track. So,
You're black.
I'm black here. 1. Yeah, I like that. 2, 3. 3 points and $3. We'll take that.
Here we go.
And then I passed the red laser.
Yep.
So I got 3 bumps on one of the tracks. And I think we'll just keep pushing up the Spanish track and get to that ×3 multiplier.
All right.
I may put a card out and draw cards. Let me think for a minute. Yeah, we'll put that in my planning spot. And, ooh, that's nice. And we'll take a mystery meat. Ha! I got what I was looking at. All right, done.
Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to put a platter. I'm going to get rid of a bit of corn and finish opening up my hand size.
Okay, so you're now at 6 as well?
So I'll be now at 6, yep.
All right, so 2 explorers.
2 explorer. Well, I was going to jump past the laser, but now I'm wondering, should I instead
Choices.
get the one off? And the thing is now, both of them gone past this quest. So
Yeah,
this
so we
quest
can't
is
get
now
it.
open. And in fact, if I go here, I can still get the quest on my next opportunity, because there's always 2. So I think I might open up a slot. Of course, that means I've got to decide which slot to open up. But I'm going to go for this combat, one of these combat slots, and start clearing that. And then I refill now up to 6, which is rather nice. 1 mystery meat, more mystery meat. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with mystery meat.
So if you guys will forgive me a moment here,
You are
a
forgiven.
slight interlude.
Hey, we like this.
Whoa, wait. Yeah, it actually went from 7 to 10.
Wow.
Wow.
So I apologize. I was not looking at my phone. So
Hey.
Christopher, Adam, and Hector.
Hey.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Welcome
And I
aboard.
should have said I was quite taken when I saw that 806 at the beginning of the play. We've done well on the patrons. Well done, Edward.
Thank you. So thank you to y'all. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, really cool.
Now my big fear is, I think I've only loaded up to 810. So I'll have to make a mental note if I can't mark it the rest of today. I'll have it ready for next week, I promise. Okay. Wow. So what do we want to do? A lot. Exploring is certainly good. I can move up to 2. Which would be $2, which not terribly exciting, I'll be honest. I would like to be able to move 4, but I cannot. But I can move I can move a +1 because of that. And there's still only 2 cubes, so I cannot build Jacques de la Haye.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it.
So what do we want to do? Well, that is 3. Oh, that would be 4. Ew, a moment.
That's right.
Not as exciting as I thought. So, do we have some corn to get rid of? Alas, we do not. We do have some sugar. And I do not have a couple of books.
Hey, Greg,
So-
if you couldn't be here, your mug is on this stream.
1,
There you go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and stop.
Great.
Yep, this is tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We will stop there.
Mm-hmm.
So Stopping there, we're going to do the assistant action. The assistant action is this one here in Kumana, which I'm going to get 2, and then I get 3 or 4, if I wish, exploration. Well, I know I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So the question is, do we come down here? That would be extra money, and I see no reason not to, although here's where I'm a little bit torn. I would have to spend both of those cards. I like this because it's 3 points for 5, or yeah, 3 points for $5, and I get an extra +1 combat strength before I go into combat. I really like this card. Is it worth the extra 1 point and the extra $1? I don't think it is. I think I'm not gonna go the quest route. I think I'm gonna go there instead and go ahead and just take the extra $3. So that's gonna be 5 right there. That was there. Right up against the line. Done. And no drawing of cards. There we go.
All right.
The amount of plaid shirts that I have that I have to be cognizant
1, 2, 3,
of.
4. Let's fight. First,
Some sugar.
first I shall deposit some sugar in Maracaibo. I think hand size is what I'm lacking here, so I have 1 more disc to go on that.
And top or bottom, sir?
Oh, tough choice. Bottom will do. What did I?
All right, so anybody in third right now? No, tied, so no third. So disregard the top.
There is a third, right? Is
Oh, they're tied. Oh, hold on.
the top 2 are tied, but the third
Right,
is solo
so
third.
first, tied for first. The English are third. I stand corrected. I apologize. So the English would get you 6 combat and a point, or 2 and 4 and money, respectively.
One thing, I have a card. Every time I fight, I move up 1 on the combat track. So
Okay.
I have 1 in my back pocket if I want it. I'm trying to pull for the Spanish. That would get me $2. Only does 2 points though.
Yeah, that's tough. Because
What I really want to do is put a cube out. But I can. Because I've unlocked my last combat action, so two will get it done for me.
Correct.
To put a cube out. So let's do that. The Spanish was comes with $2 too, I believe.
So
or doubloons, sorry.
There you go. 2 doubloons and 2
combat points. So that'll allow me to place a Spanish cube in a village. And then, I don't know if we went over this, it's going to give me a bump on a Spanish track. And then whatever village I put it in, I get $3 for one of my assistants and $1 for another assistant. Well, seems obvious that it should go there.
Shocked, I say.
That'll get me $4 more. Doubloon bucks.
There you go.
And next, I think I just need to draw.
Okay.
Let's see what I have. Symbols. I've been not looking at that. All right. I'll pay $1 and get this Legionnaire. Here comes a new card. It's a trapper. Gives you a exploration point bump. When you skip an explorer, steal 1 victory point from them.
Oh my!
So when you jump over someone on the explorer track,
which is great if you're behind, not so much
not
if
you're in the lead.
Leading, right? Yeah.
All right, there you go.
And real quick, if I may, Jacques.
Jacques.
Cheers.
Hey,
I was right.
I'm getting well hydrated here.
Right? Yeah. Seriously.
Hey.
Cheers. Thank you.
Broken the system.
Right. Yep. I have failed you guys. I apologize.
Yeah.
Making a little note in my notepad over here. 811.
Okay, well, I'm
Good
going
problem to
to
have.
with my full movement of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To go to join my assistant in Caracas. He immediately scores me 3 victory points. 3 victory points, please. And then I can move 1 to 3 steps and perform another main action. So I will move to Santo Domingo, trade in my sugar.
And top or bottom, sir, for the combat?
I will take that one, I think, for the combat.
And the verdict is... And we still have third for the English. So there we go. The English will get you 6 combat and a doubloon. Whereas the French are still 4. Don't sleep, on the ability of the
Spanish,
French.
I'd get a couple of combat and a couple of victory points. Yeah, it's kind of boring, isn't it? I could leap ahead with English, I guess. Well, it pains me as a loyal American to do anything that will be beneficial for the English. What were the options again? France was a 4.
Yes.
So, how the cubes aren't terribly... Well, actually, now I can start pumping out cubes on villages now because I also unlocked this action.
That's right, you can do it with 2.
So, if I had the full 6, which I would be able to get from any of them, yeah, the English would give me 6.
That'd be nice.
So, yeah, I think I'll go for the English. So, then I can do 2, 2, 2. I can do 2 of this, which just gives me 1 of influence.
Yep.
Then I can do my special one up here, which is another 2, another influence,
yeah.
and 3 victory points.
And you are green. Okay.
And then I can do this one that allows me to put an English cube out on a village. Might as well pick the one that I'm actually in. And that will give me, therefore, 3 doubloons.
Mm-hmm.
Which is definitely better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick.
We missed that one, so there are 3 Spanish actually out there. All right.
That's right.
And there we are. And I get to draw a bit of mystery meat or something.
Right. So now there is a first, but there is no last.
I'm going to go with mystery meat, yes.
Actually,
maybe not.
Are you kidding me? My draws.
I didn't want to discard that, sorry. I wanted to discard that instead. Keep that. Then I can take mystery meat. What's this?
Okay. Can't do that yet. That's tempting. I'm looking at my hand for a moment, which I still would like to be able to do that, but I think that's going to be too important for me to do. I don't think I can make it 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I can. I can. Yep. All right. So let's do it. We're going to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make it all the way to there. Unfortunately, I elect to not put out a corn.
A banana corn, yes.
Yeah. However, I will go ahead and discard. So Xavier the Pirate is going away here, unfortunately, but that's going to be 2 looking glasses. You're a fine girl. Which gets me this here. This here will come there. So now it's going to get me 1 per compass that I have. And looking at my board, I have a total of 1 compass. There we go. But I get 2, or if I choose 3, explorations. So we'll put that on my board. So it's going to be 1 point for yellow, please.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, so now we're looking at up to 3. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. That's going to be a total of 7 points for yellow, please. And that will be $3 as well, 3 doubloons. That seemed worth it.
Yeah, nice.
Plus, there's this stuff. So I could go ahead and take that off now. So I suppose I should show you guys this. So if you look at this, so on the Explorer track, I have crossed the 2nd threshold, so I could to get $4, or I could wait until I cross the 3rd and I get the assistant and $4 and 4 points. I think I'll wait for that. So yeah.
2 marshmallows later.
There you go. Right. Yeah. All right, Chris. I need to draw. Where am I? Oh, and we need to put this out, which is 2 books.
Dos libros. And remove 2 desks. That's tempting.
I will spend 1 for the trapper, please.
one for the trapper. What do you want? There he is. Sorry, didn't know him that well.
There she is, technically.
She is?
And mystery meat, and then refill, please, sir.
All right, and the refill
And
is a Conquer Village.
here is the trapper that I paid for, as well as the new one. So the trapper, $9, but +1 on the exploration, and every time it's not real good, but the +1 exploration, and it's 4 points. The Conquer Village, I'm less enamored with, though. So there we are.
All right.
Chris, you're up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever, I'm visiting my assistant, the Vice Admiral. All right, so first I get 1 point per combat I've been in.
4.
4 points. Whew.
Hey, Luke.
Then I get 3 village actions, which is pretty nice. So, for my first trick, I'm going to build Amaro Pargo. The requirement is 10 doubloons and that there are 3 red cubes on the board.
Checks out.
That gives me in combat another combat point bump, and I get 2 bumps on each of these income tracks, and I'm black. That is 1 village action.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that somebody caught that. Thank you.
I'm going to lay that down now. And I'm going to lay that down now. Because my second village action will be discard my whole hand for 2. And then I'm going to take 1 more for my third village action, turn over.
Okay.
Except at the draw, I think there's just going to be 3 mystery cards, so go right in.
Hey, Tiago.
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to drop a couple of telescopes.
Okay, a couple of looking glasses.
Ahoy hoy.
How many compasses do you have, sir?
I have still only the ones.
No,
so,
2.
So 2 total.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. 1 extra. So I get 4 doubloons and 2 victory points.
Sir?
And I now, oh no, I'm not. And that's my third quest.
And this does not refill right away because that was a special one for that guy.
Yep.
So now I have a
get 2
choice.
mystery meats.
I could go 1, 2, or 3.
I think I
So
do.
I think so.
Yeah. Straight.
So I would go second next round if I build this. So what I'm looking at here and what I'm debating on is down here. Right now, I would be able to move a total of 3. 1, 2, 3.
All pretty good, actually.
Not bad. I like stopping at 2. I like stopping at 1, honestly.
$5.
So advancing, so 1, 2, 3. If I do what I'm planning on doing, I could go as far as 4 to get 2 more points, and then worry about crossing this threshold here in a little bit. The question is, how important is it? I could just go 2 and then 1, 2, 3, 4 later on, because getting a couple of assistants can be really, really helpful. And I do need to be able to clear off some discs. So I think what we're going to do, I am going to be able to build a card here shortly, but 6, that would leave me 7. I'm pretty sure that 7 is not 9. So I will have 2 actions left, correct? At the end of for this round.
I am going to trigger the end of the round, and then you'll have 1 more action left.
Yeah, so I have 2.
You have this and the next one.
Oh, zutaleur. Choices. I want to be able to build multiple cards here. However, if I go 6, what are we at? We're at 13. That's 12. That seems good. Yeah. We're going to just go 1, which doesn't feel great. But that's $4. and it's 3 points, and it gives me a discount going forward. So go ahead. We'll pay the 4. I'll get the 1 change there, and I'll go ahead and build that. It's not super exciting, but that's 9 points for those, and three discounts. So, and I'll go second next round. Yeah, I'm good with it. Go with it. I need to draw 1 more card. Do I want to pay for any of it?
A lot of Conquer Villages out there.
Yeah, the mystery.
All right, there you go.
And here is what we drew. Oh, interesting. It's 5 points, but take a synergy token of your choice and possibly score 4 points a couple times throughout the game. So there we go. Okay.
All right, let's do this thing. Homeward bound. Everyone's going to get 1 more turn. I am going to fight. Top or bottom?
Choices. Here we go.
Oh,
Whoever's in first.
-2.
So let's take a look out here. I see 1, 2 English, 2 and 2.
There's 3 red, so red is in first.
Okay, so if you fight with the Spanish, it's -2.
Right. Also -$2.
Ooh, that's punitive. So probably not going to fight with the Spanish, 4 for the English, or 5 for the French.
Well, first off, I get 2 bumps. Because I have 2 cards that each give me 1 bump.
Okay.
So I have 3 to spend. I could take that 5 for the blue one. With the 3 to spend, I'm getting that 8-1 that gives me $12. I'm not in blue yet, though. So the 4 for the English is intriguing.
Yeah, but getting in blue at least gives you a bump to where you're at least scoring something for the French.
Yes, but
I mean,
it might not
obviously, I have ulterior motives for wanting you to do so.
Right. I could. No, I don't. Well, I could. If I spend the $2, I'd fight for. No, I wouldn't be able to make it to 8 to get that juicy 12 spot there. I'm not getting 10. 10's out of the question.
Oh, because you are.
Am I in these good like one-time use?
Oh
sort
well,
of things,
not well.
right?
The reason is because you have.
Because I have
right?
3 to spend.
All right,
So I can
so-
increase any of those numbers by 3.
So then, looking
whatever
here
I'm
on the
supposed to do, yeah.
Explorer, that one
That's
gives
it.
you 8,
I need 8 points.
which
But
that would be,
it would be, and I'd get $12.
and that's $12.
Can I do that with the English one?
You cannot. That would be 7. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I mean,
sorry.
it's all the way over there. I'm not.
Sorry, my bad. There you go. Yes.
Okay. You know what? Interesting. It might help me out to do the blue one. Oh, we want to do the English one.
But if you do the French, then you won't get to. Oh, you would put a cube out. I apologize.
I would get the cube
Yeah.
out, and this is actually a harder decision than I expected it to be. I'm quite sorry.
No,
Taking my
that's
time
good.
here,
I
yeah.
think that's. Hey, Joe.
I have on my card here is the other thing I'm thinking of. If I have at least 4 influence in 2 nations, I'll get like the 3 points and the $3. I'd love to pull a guy off of my quest card here, or whatever we're gonna call it.
Career card.
Career card. So I only have 4 points. Down. All right. I'm gonna get the $12 and see if it helps me out. So
All right.
The blue French cube comes
So that's
off.
going to be 8. That is permanently there.
I'm losing all my combat value
Yep.
for that.
And $12 though.
$12. I
But
do
it
like money.
freed Jacquet.
I am,
What?
I am free.
Yes. So I welcome this.
All right.
Okay.
Does anything else happen? I have 4 cards. I don't draw. I have no spots to store any.
I have $9.
I did. Did I?
10. Did you get a bump on the top? I don't think so. Did you move
I
that?
wonder if I do. I assume I get. Do I get a bump for that flag?
No, you don't. Yes, because you used the Conqueror. What's it? Drop a cube out, which is so it gives you the cube.
I think so. I think you
really.
do as if
It's just
it
a
were the
regular
bottom.
flag, right?
Yeah, I think so.
No reason why not.
Right?
Reduce your combat value by 8. Place an ownership marker of the nation you're fighting with on space 8 by the gold mine. Take 12 doubloons. The ownership marker, once the space is occupied, this combat action cannot be performed.
I guess
maybe
not.
maybe I
It's just
don't.
part of that 4. No, it's just part of that 4/6, isn't it?
No, it was
Because
it's different.
It's different because he had to pay. It's 8
Oh, right.
combat for
Okay.
that.
Okay. I guess not then.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
I don't really like it that much anymore.
Fair.
$12 is $12.
$12. I'm just gonna stick with it.
All right.
Okay.
Don't
Draw.
want to undo it all. I don't have to
Any
draw.
hands?
Nope.
All right.
Well, I'm going to join you in a bit of combating.
Hello.
So I'll go with this one. Reveal that for me.
And so, real quick, 1, 2, 3 for the Spanish, 1, 2, 3 for the French. So the English are alone in third right now.
All right.
And the English will give you 7 combat versus 3 for the Spanish, 2 for the French.
We'll also get a bit of money if I go with the French.
There is that. At this point, I don't care because the third cube's out. That's the important thing for me.
Yeah.
As long as you're not displacing a French cube, which would
Glad I could help.
that would make me very, very unhappy.
Well, I think I'm going to put another Frenchy one out so that I can get the extra doubloons.
And the Frenchy one.
I can put a French... Oh, actually, I don't even have to put a cube out, do I? I can just take the 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3 from my special action.
So this is on your card.
That's the one on my Erect Fort card. And that will give me those. And 1 French influence. So I'll bump my French influence up to another point. And now I've got 3 combat cards. I could choose to take 2 doubloons for 3 glory, or I could wait and get another one and take my second marshmallow, which I will do later on.
All right, so the final action of this round essentially is, do I move 1? No.
You want to join everyone,
I will
right?
join the party. All right, so now, combat doesn't necessarily give me money. I need 1. So we're going to go 2 exploring, plus 1, that is a total of 3 exploring. So let's take a look now. 1, 2, 3. Well, I really wanted to do this. However, desperate times are desperate measures. I need to be able to get that out. So that's going to be that. I'll take the $5. Boom, done.
All right.
3 points for black.
3 points for black.
All right.
And
so
then
now you
I
can
get to build a card.
Or 2 victory points.
Oh, I've been thinking about this for a while. I'm going to build this Conquer Village card. Cost me 15 doubloons.
Did you even miss the 15?
What?
Take care, Luke.
I
Australian.
got a house synergy token.
I did forget that.
What did
Not
you
going to
forget?
take it back. Don't worry. Forgot I have a discount of $3.
Oh, that you didn't.
Yeah. It's
the
all right.
5.
Don't worry about it.
It's easy to back up.
All right, fine. I will advance that. Give up the
I'm a
5.
nice guy.
Thanks.
I
Give him
don't
the
know what
$5.
Martin thinks about
No,
it.
it's perfectly fine with me.
All right, I figure he wouldn't fight too much, so I will take the 2 assistants.
Well, now I have to rethink. Now.
Yeah, right,
No.
yeah.
I'm building Conquer Village. I got the cottage, say.
Thank you,
It
Matt.
also allows me to place an ownership marker in a village. So,
An empty village,
in an
mind
empty
you.
village. So I'll just stick that out somewhere. I don't get the money for it, so I'll just stick it somewhere there's nobody, whatever. And then that cottage unlocked 2 more bumps on the income track for me. And then, since I already had the gold medal of savagery, I get 4 bumps on the point track, up to 6. And
Martin, are you building or?
done. Go ahead.
I am definitely building.
Okay.
I'm going to build Michel de Gramont, which requires $10 and 3 French cubes being out, which handily they are. It's
helped
only
both you
$9
guys.
because I have I missed a builder discount, and that gives me an extra compass, 2 on the victory point income track, and 2 more on the money income track, which is rather good. And I take a piece of mystery meat.
Nom, 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 nom,
So
nom.
I was all watered up to build this card to give me the +1 exploration, which I think I'm going to stick to because it's an extra 2 points and an extra $2 for building. Although the harbor is awfully tempting. I don't have 13. Never mind. We're going to build this one. So this one requires a total of 10 or 7 because of my discount of 3. So, and there must be 3 blue cubes out there. So +1 on the exploration. It's going to add 2 to the money income and 2 to the victory point income as well. There we go. Done. All right,
right.
so everyone is built. And now
Income.
income. So
14
that's
for me.
12 for me. And Martin,
I get 12 as well.
yep, as you can see there. And then 2 victory points for everyone not named Black, and 6 for Chris.
And that's me, black. There I am.
All right, so then clear off all the discs.
There they go.
And, okay.
I think that's
And now.
Refresh the market.
Oh, yep. Oh, all right. There you go. I will bring it over.
We'll bring it over and we'll see what we got.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, another Pioneer. That gives you that Explorer bump. Another Harbor. And Aristocrat, which is just $11 for 5 points and take a disc off.
Take care,
And
Francis.
a Sailor helps you fighting.
Okay. All right. So then,
Reveal,
reveal the prestige building.
reveal the next building.
Dun, 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 dun. It is the Academy.
Of course.
So that's 2 victory points for every
Space that
one of
you've
these
cleared on your
spaces
board.
you've cleared.
All right. And then for the end of round stuff. So here we go. End of round 2. Quest on 8 and 19. Check that 8.
Just 8. So for 1 combat point, you get only 1 combat point. You get to take off 2 markers. Wish I had combat point.
That's tempting. Okay. All right. There we go. So, new round. Send us all over to Havana.
All right, and
please.
Martin starting it off.
Let's start it off. Well, decisions. Toying with Santiago, toying with Plata. Can't reach Martinique in one go. Oh, it's kind of tempting considering I have 1 combat point and I would get 6
gotcha,
doubloons for doing that, which would be not bad, but I can't do it one go, so I've got to stop somewhere. So do I stop in Santiago and do a village action, which is kind of traditional?
You can do it in one go.
The traditional village action.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh yes, it is doable in one go.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wanted to keep my mouth shut because if you don't, it's not getting to Chris.
I have no combat points, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, he really. I mean, he might lament it, but yes, I do want to. I'm trying to play fair, trying to play honest. Take care, Tony.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I mean, because I was just taking it out of line. I mean, there is something I could usefully build. So doing a bit of building would be quite a good thing to do in Santiago. I've got the money. I've got stuff I could drop down that would be nice to drop down. I've got also moving along the Explore would allow me to get into that Explore track thing, which is actually quite nice as well because it also gives me a good chunk of money. Although there's no rush for that, this is the last but 1 turn for these kinds of things. So on the whole, I'm inclined to let Edward take that and go with it. Go with myself one of these. So the question is Santiago or Puerto Plata? Do I want to drop a building out, another card building down now? I've got some tempting ones. How tempting are they? It's not quite tempting enough. I'm definitely not considering I've got to go there. Well, I think I'm going to go to Puerto Plata.
Okay, drop a corn, sir.
Go drop a corn. Actually, no. Maybe I won't do that.
Okay, check that. All right. And didn't roll.
Well, it's all gone suddenly horribly wrong in my mind. There's no point. I can't drop a corn, so I can't.
Well, you still can do.
I can still do it, but it kind of feels like I'm wasting an opportunity to drop a bit of corn, doesn't it? And I'm not in a rush to get that final bit of. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do with the Explore track. I don't really see me
racing up the track
anymore, so I'm not in a rush. So then Santiago and the build becomes tempting, or just going straight for Martinique and that money. Actually, I maybe will go Martinique and the money then.
Loiterome.
There it is.
Do that. Take my $6 because I get 3 of them because I've got 2 compasses plus the one I've already got.
Thank you.
That gives me lots of money. And I get to remove any 2 whatsits. So I can't move these off the right-hand side of my board because this one can only be removed when 4 have been removed elsewhere, and I've only moved 3.
Do you see?
So therefore, I've got to decide whether I want to use any of these 3.
Trade you.
Do I want to take this off? I think I'm going to get rid of these 2, and that cheapens. That means I can get more village actions for less movement.
Right.
So that's going to be my next thing removed. And now I can remove one of these two.
Right.
Well,
Well, what's plan B?
I haven't gotten there yet.
You better take that off too.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like you've got 3 points for that as well, right? It's your 4th quest.
Oh, that's true. My 4th
Yes.
quest as well. So I get 4 victory points and 4 more doubloons and another 3 victory points.
So, what?
So, oh no, number quest. No, I don't want to take that off. Sorry, just 3 points. Just 3 points. I was looking at getting confused.
Okay. I don't have... Yeah, no matter how many times I look at this, I still don't have the cards I need. Well, I'm less enamored with doing that. We have a total of 14 bucks. Discount of 3 is 13. It's not nearly as exciting to me now. I could build that. And I could build that.
I had too many good choices, Matt. I had to vacillate. Give me a little vacillation on a Friday night.
Friday night's all right for a vacillation.
1,
Yes.
2, 3, 4,
I'll
5,
go to
6.
vacillating.
I could go all the way to there. Oh, what the hell? Let's go all the way on up here to Kumana. And we'll go ahead and do our assistant action. So that's going to be taking 2 bucks. And now we have a total of, that allows me 3, 4, up to 5 exploration. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for sure. 5. 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think we go 4. So 1, hold on. One, two. 3, 4. So I'm going to remove a disc. So removing the disc is going to allow me that. So that will go there. That frees up whenever I get a buck, I get a combat action as well. Yeah. But that's going to get me also 4 points for crossing that threshold.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then in addition to that, my Explorer track, I get to clear that. That's going to be another 4 bucks and another 4 points. So I'll discard that and get another 5. There. And how many ship upgrades do we have? We currently have 2. We need a minimum of 2 more to do that. All right. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I will reserve some stuff as well, but other than that, it is your honor, sir.
Okay. Reserve and draw. I know what I'm doing. I'm coming down and joining you.
So I'm going to reserve a sailor. And I will go ahead and take the aristocrat, and I will pay 1 buck for the privilege because it's going to allow me to get yeah,
Something-
done.
something
Well,
done.
no, it allows me to remove 1, and it's 5 points. So there you go.
There you go.
Done. All right.
There's a quest hunter. It comes with a compass and a couple income bumps. All right, so I moved down here to also join you on the Explorer track.
Ain't no party like an explorer party.
That's right. We got 2 bucks for my assistant and 3 bumps on the track. La 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 la. Let's just take them all and get 3 more bucks. I'm gonna start spending this money. Do I want to spend it on any of these later? All right, put that down so I can draw a card. And the card I will draw before your very eyes
And
will
take a
be.
quest from the draw pile and place it on there. Too.
This is when I play this. This is in my
Oh, sorry, it's in
planning
your
realm.
planning.
But
I
yeah, when I play it
apologize.
later,
Yeah,
it helps me complete
You're
a quest.
right.
The card I will draw will be this Sailor. And a new card comes out. Spanish Governor Hernandez.
Governor.
And I owe $1 for that card I took.
Mr. Fowler.
I will go to my usual spot here to visit my my builder, who gives me 3 victory points.
And you
One,
can
two,
move
three,
up to
and I
3
can
more
move.
spaces.
And funnily enough,
I'm shocked.
I'll drop some sugar off in Maracaibo. Now, one of these I can open up. So this one here allows me to drop a cube in an empty village when I'm in an empty village, for which I get an influence and a doubloon. This one here gives me 1 of 3 immediate benefits. That one I get every time, but this is just an immediate benefit. Either 3 along the Explorer track, 4 victory points and 4 doubloons, or I go up 1 level on an influence track.
Red band.
I rather like that one, so I'm going to start opening up that direction. Okay, and then we have a bit of combatty-batty.
As you do. So here we go.
Batty.
Who's in third right now? Looks like...
White, the English are in
Yep,
third.
the English are in third, so that would be 7 for the English.
And what's the full story? Okay.
7 for the
Okay.
English, 3 for the Spanish and a point, or 2 for the French and $2.
Okay, so 7 for the English. I'd only get
Take care, Tiago.
2 for the French, which would be nice, but not nice enough. I think I'll go with a full 7. Help my English compatriots, because in case you haven't noticed, I am actually English. So I can again do my 2-2-2 routine, can't I? I can do this 2 for one influence. This 2 here for an influence and 3 victory points.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. And then this 2 to pop a cube somewhere.
Into a
Unoccupied village.
Or uncubed
village.
But you benefit from having one of your guys, which is worth $3.
Or somebody else's, in this case, I'll just get the $1.
There you go.
One
Yep.
doubloon dollar.
But that's still not bad. And I will take that.
So let me see.
Done. Do you need to draw?
And I need to draw. And I will pay $1 for the harbour.
To get both of those.
And put out a shipbuilder.
That governor's nice.
Okay. I think I know exactly what I want to do. I think, so let's try it. Here we go. So for the first time, I'm going to come down here to 9A. 3 movement. My Explorer is past that spot, so we're good. I paid $1 for it, or a doubloon, but I will discard the Aristocrat, sadly, for the corn. But by doing so, I still get to place or remove 1 from my board. So what one will I remove? I'll go ahead and remove some points. So I will do that. Then I will go ahead and remove 1 here, back to the supply for 5 points and 2 village action. So 5 points for yellow, please. And I get 2 builds, so I'm going to. This one's going to cost me 13. There. So I'm going to build the harbor. The harbor, as you can see, cost me $13, so I'm going to get that token. I already have this one, so I'm going to move up 4 up the victory point track. So is going to go there. And then, when I built this, because I now have the harbor one, nothing yet. However, for my second action, I'm going to build the sailor, which is going to be a total of $4, because discount of 3 there. So let me get rid of that money. And the sailor, as you can see, it's also going to cost me 1 assistant, but I have them for days. No big deal there. It's going to be 2 points, but anytime I have combat, I'm going to get a combat bump. But I have the synergy with the anchor, so I'm going to get 2 and 4 total income bumps. So 4 from 12 to 16. There we go. And this one is essentially done. There we go. So that feels like a good use of those 2 actions.
A lot of
Done.
things happened over there.
Yeah, and now I can reserve some stuff now. So looking at that, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, and don't care. I'm going to draw one, and the one will be mystery meat. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. There we go. And mystery meat was Glorious Conquest. Place any one ownership marker in a free village, move up to the next noble rank within that nation, which is pretty tasty, pretty awesome. And
glorious.
Get 3. Glorious. Exactly. There we go.
All right. Good?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to fight in Maracaibo.
I'm shocked.
Whew. This Vice Admiral with the sugar will finally allow me to increase my hand size.
Oh, sorry.
And then the bottom, we're going to go with the smaller pile because I feel like that's a little bit backwards choice.
And what do we have for the English are
there
still
are
in last?
4 reds, there are 3 blues, and 3 whites. So there's not a last place, but there is a first place. All right, and there it is.
There you go. So first place, which is blue. So the French would only be 1 combat and 1 point. Lose $2 for the English, but 6
combat points.
And 3 and 1, respectively.
All right. I'm leaning towards the English. That'll give me 6 combat points. I gained 2 as soon as I fight. That's my card action. So I have a total of 8 if I want to spend it. 2, 4, 8. I can do all 3 of those combat actions with 8 points. That's pretty sweet. I get 1. Or I could do a 5 and a 2 with 7. That would get me 3 bumps in English. I like that a little more. Okay.
So
I think I'm gonna move 1 back. So it's gonna be 7 combat points. I'm doing the English. So
the English.
$2. All right, and then 5 of my combat points will be moving up 2 on the English track. And
Okay.
then 2 of them will be placing an English cube in a village that doesn't have a cube, and getting another bump. There's 2 points in out there, like that. Nope, that's not a village now. There's no ones that'll get me any money.
you have not reached that yet.
No, this is the
It's a village,
this is
not
the
a
village
city.
one.
All
So
right.
I'll just throw it there and see what
All right.
happens.
I'll be right back.
Everyone has 4 cubes now. Importantly, that lets me unlock something here. So I have at least 4 influence in 2 nations. That's 3 points and $3. 1, 2, 3, and $3. It ended up plus $1. I'm going to draw a card, and it's going to be Spanish Governor Hernandez for $1. And there's the French governor. I don't think, Martin, when you combat at your last turn, you used an assistant, correct? Like in number 10, is that how that works?
Yes.
Yeah, so he has an assistant in number 10 that lets him fight.
Jump
is
forward.
that what it is?
No, it just allows me to then jump forwards and have another action, basically.
Another action. So then you move to this one.
Yep.
Did you discard a card for that sugar?
Yes.
Yeah, so you didn't put a disc here is what they're saying.
Oh, did I? I thought that is my disc, isn't it?
That's my disc. That
Oh, I didn't put my disc. Oh, okay. I definitely discarded a card for the sugar. So I wouldn't have wanted this to go off right away, so I would have put that one
right,
there
there we go.
instead. I think it would be that one, yes.
I noticed that, but I was like, maybe I just missed it. I'm not
I
sure.
was-
Yeah, because I was jumping ahead. I think
was
it
surprised when
got
you
too
were there
many
all of a
things
sudden.
that got
There we go.
me a bit confused there. So I'm going to do something slight. I'm having a last bit of doubly faffery. No, I think I'm okay. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to take the quest though. Instead, I'm going to do the village actions. So the first action is going to be to build a card. I'm going to build.
This is a city.
Oh, it's a city. So I can't do the
move
village
6
actions.
maybe.
I have to go
or
here.
Some other way, yeah.
Yep, I need at least 5 to be able to do 3 village
4,
actions.
5, 6. There you
Yep.
go. Yep. Check
So I want to do 3 village actions. So the first one of which will be to build a harbour. That will cost me 15 with my 1 discount. I get an anchor synergy token for this. Because I get the anchor synergy token, I get moved 2 up the doubloon track here. And I already have the building synergy token, so it allows me to go 4 up on the VP one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that's good, because that's lots of nice little synergy whatsits, which is why I wanted to build the harbour. Then the next thing I am going to do is, I think I'm going to reserve a Glorious Conquest. And then for my 2 remaining actions, I am going to discard my hand, which will give me 2 doubloons, and then my 3rd action is just to take a doubloon.
So I have 2 actions left before my turn, before the round ends. So
I'm going to take all this straight, I think.
Oh, yes.
6.
I really want to be able to build and not waste it. So I need some amount of money. I would love to be able to do a quest. However, I've passed all the quests out here and I do not have a double book. Shocking, I realize.
You're going to lose 3 movement points as soon as you start.
Understood.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. So I've been trying to figure out. I could come down here, but the problem is I don't have any corn. My draws have been terrible. Could go there, which clears off 1, 2, 3. I would only need 1 more in the last round. And I need 1 quest. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. What do we do? We haven't been fighting much. And my hand sucks, honestly, right now. I'm not really super thrilled with it. So, to be able to do 2 actions, which will be to discard my hand, which more importantly allows me to cycle. That's the big thing. That would be 1. If we were to go 7, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could come down there. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we'll go there. It's a city. There, 7, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. It's going to be 3 village actions. Okay, so the 3 village actions are going to be. Do I want to reserve any of these guys? I will reserve that one. Plan that. Don't think I care about any of the others. I don't. I will discard my hand for a total of $2. That's 2 actions. And the third one, on my player board, I will take 1 more, which gives me a combat action there because of my player board. And now I get to draw 6 cards. I'll draw 4 mystery meat for sure. A moment. I will pay 1 for the far left one. Help me out.
The French governor,
Yes.
Monnier, probably.
Okay. All right. And let me get 1 more mystery meat. Yes.
There you go.
Done.
And the last card there is it's a Lone Shark Diego, of course. So you place an assistant in 8, it'll give you $3 and 5. $5 and 3 points.
Martin, grab 1 disc from there. You actually double took off. You just threw it into the bowl, Shrey said.
Oh, okay.
You should have 2
That
in your
would've-
top right.
Okay.
Hey, thanks, Trey.
Well spotted, Trey.
Top right.
I thought I'd taken that out. Yes, that was
Okay.
it. Thank you.
All right, real quick, cards. I think this is funny, all the exploration here. There's 1. Oh, wait, more exploration. 2. Oh, wait. More exploration. 3. Combat. That's the one I bought because I do want to be able to put out more cubes for the French and Master Builder yet again. All right. Chris, you're up.
All right, going to my assistant in Camarco. He gives me a point per combat I've been in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. 19 to 25. Nipping on your heels. And I get, more importantly, 3 village actions. The first one is I'm building Spanish Governor Hernandez for 14 bucks. There, he gives me 2 bumps of influence in Spain. And more importantly, all cards now on cost 2 bucks less. So, for my second action, I like that, right? Let's just kind of start stacking things here. Okay. Oh, sorry. For my second action, we will build the... Let's see if I do this. Oh, I have a sailor too. Ooh, okay. We're gonna build a sailor for my hand. So that's 5 bucks now, 7 minus the 2 discount, and a assistant back into the pool. He's gonna get me 2 bumps on 4 total bumps on the income track. Sorry for that. And I have 1 more village action if I want it. I have $11 left. So I can do 5 and 5. That's pretty cool. All right. And then for my last...
No, it's an assistant action instead, Eric.
My last village action, I'll build this ruin. So I take a quest from the top of the draw pile, which, look at that, has a combat on it. And then
Looks like 2 more points.
I can do that with a last village action, and I get 2 points of income points.
Correct.
So down that one place.
Good call.
And do I want to save a card? No, and I get to draw 2. And we'll just
I'm going to
take the last 2, and I'll
reserve
reshuffle the draw of the discard pile.
All right, Martin.
I didn't
Right.
pay for something. I didn't pay for that ruin. There we go.
End of the round then.
All right, so what are you doing? Combat or exploring?
Combat, I think.
Okay.
So,
So where are we out here? 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
3 for the French.
And 4 for the English. So
Where?
English.
Oh, there are 2 over there.
yep.
Wow.
So
okay.
blue is in last, and the
Okay.
other 2 are tied. So there is a third. And
There we
and
go.
It matters.
All right.
does
So
matter.
the blue is in third, so that would be 6 and 2 points, or 4 and 2 with the assistant for Spanish and England, respectively. All right.
6 and 2 points if I go for the French.
Yep.
Well, 6 is quite a nice number because I'm going to do my triple 2s. And they're all very evenly placed. There's not much variation between the countries at the moment, which is an argument to go for the French. So I think I will go for the French.
Okay.
So I'll use this 2 for one of these, this 2 for one of these and 3 points. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And then this 2 for one of these and pop a French cube out. And I can put it on any empty village. If I can find an empty village with a person, I'll get some money, but none of them have got
No.
people. They're all
No,
full of
and
stuff.
no.
So
There you go.
I'll just pick some village at random, I think. Just pick Martinique, because I know that's French. So I might as well pick it. And yep, that's it. That's my combat done.
So now. I desperately would like 2 books, but that's not happening. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could go 5 for the Explorer. I think the Explorer is what I have to do. Yep. 4. I have 7. Hold on. I can build something if I wanted at the end of the turn. So we will go up here, and that is 2, 3, 4 as far as exploring goes. So, 4. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4. But this gets me further along the track because that's where.
Well, there's no connection here.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So.
Oh, there is a little shortcut there.
So
subtle.
I don't want to stop there. 2, 3, 4. The extra $4 that would allow me to build an 11 card, and I think that's really what we want to do. So we're gonna go 1, 2. So that's gonna be a total of 4 points and $4 for doubloons there. Take that one there. 4 points for yellow, please, to 31. And done. Chris, bring it home.
Yep. Hey, let's fight.
Shocked. Hey, Brand.
1, 2, 3. All right. We'll do that pile. Let's see what I got.
All right. So again, same thing for what it was. Nothing. No bonuses.
No
4,
bonus,
4,
4,
or
6,
6
4,
and
6,
lose 2.
4.
Could you spell that, please?
Yeah. No. Yeah. We're gonna do that Spanish. I'm gonna pay $2 for it.
Okay, so that's 6 and paying 2. So you have
So
6.
6.
combat
I have
right
4
now.
there, so that'll get me in there if I want to. 3 bumps and $8. Yeah. Right.
That's 10, so that drops
That
all of
drops
it.
me down to 4. I'm gonna take that Spanish cube, put that into 10. We're gonna take 3 bumps to the end of that track
Congrats.
and $8.
And if he were to ping against it again, it's 2 points per ping.
Ping ping.
All right.
And
any drawing.
I guess I can hold a card and
Oh,
draw.
I suppose I was supposed to. Let me get mystery. No. It's a cheap 2 points, isn't it? Yeah, but I don't want to pay the money. Mystery meat. All right, done.
Yep.
Martin.
There you go. You got 3 points.
3 points. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, end of the round. Building, starting with Martin.
Starting with me, I will build the sailor for a meeple and 6 money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, thanks to my 1 discount and the master builder. That will give me 2, and I have an anchor synergy token, so it will give me a 4 total on my income. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And you got your discount, right?
Yep.
All right, so for me, I have a total of 3 discount. I have 8 doubloons. That sure sounds like
Pay
11.
1 for that quest hunter.
So that 11 is going to be the governor. So it's going to be 2 French influence and 2 up the income track. So 2 there and 2 up the income track. Join the party here at 18. And that's essentially done. We'll put that there. Done. And Chris, what are you building?
Something.
If anything, or 2 points. Hey, see?
I'm going to try this. Legionnaire. 9 minus 2 is 7. There's my 7. The minus 2 from that card. He gives me 4 combat points immediately, so that's good. 1 bump on the income track. So I'm 1 ahead of you guys. All right. That's it.
All right, so next thing is income.
Yep.
So what's everybody at? I'm at 18.
19 for me.
And
18 for me.
Chris, Black gets 8 to 33, and you and I both get 6, Martin.
6, 31 to 37, and 33 to 39.
All right, so next, clear the market. Chris?
They're telling you something on there.
What? Oh, even better. I did that backwards. I pay back $2. Thank you.
Wait, you're going to get it right now? Now? Because you would have got it.
There and there.
Oh, no, they're saying VP track. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Great.
I paid
you
the
pay
$2
back $2
back and got the 2 points instead. So
that's a pretty good return.
All right. So the
Let's
market.
fill the
go for
market.
it. Yeah.
All right. A quest
That's
hunter with a compass, a priest, victory point bumps if you have those symbols. Mary Reed, compass
Needs
for
3
questing, needs 3 whites.
3 white. Sorry.
And there's a trapper. That's a explorer bonus and stuff. When you
All right.
skip someone, steal victory point.
All right. New prestige, less prestige building. What is it, Martin?
The last prestige building is a palace. You get 2 victory points for each quest. By the looks of it, that's the quest
Yep,
symbol, correct?
It is.
So there we are.
All right. Final round. To Havana we go.
Havana. Na.
Thanks, guys. Sorry about that. Good
Go ahead,
catch.
Edward. You're up.
Oh, I'm not used to going first. I apologize. So I know I need. Oh, there's so much I need to do right now. So I do have the money to build that, and that is going to be really important to me. Yeah. So I do have there. This is actually Santiago is going to be a really, really good place for me right now. I'm going to discard a tobacco, so there. That will come off my board, which will give me 3 victory points. There. Freeze that up. That is now my 3rd space freed up. We're getting close. So then I get an assistance, which will go there. And then I get 1 action, and that action is going to be to build my glorious conquests. So, the glorious conquest says it's going to cost me 12. Well, it's actually only 9 for me. So that, get the 1 change, done. So now that that's paid, we look at it, place an ownership marker in a free village, and then move up to the next noble rank with this nation, and it's going to be a total of 3 up the income track. So 3 up the income track is going to go there. Then, placing a cube, it's going to be the French one, obviously. There's no open spaces with assistance, I assume.
Well,
No.
last time I looked.
All right, let's just go to St. Kitts. I hear it's nice this time of year. But more importantly, up to the next noble rank. That'll work. Done.
Draw.
Thank
Yes.
you. All right, so I'm at... I'm going to reserve because I want to power through my hand a little bit. Let me see. Oh, that's a book. Hold on. I want to hold on to that. I will
Put out new
reserve.
quest, yes.
Actually, I'll reserve that. I will reserve that just to be able to. And now I'm going to draw 3. There are no books. I'll take 3 mystery meat, please, sir. Thank you.
Comment, did we put out new quests? I don't think we did.
Oh, we
round
did
3,
not.
put 1 in round
In
spot
7.
7. So, don't think that would have changed your turn.
I don't think it did.
All right. Let's go to Santiago. I have 1 tobacco to
I
discard.
draw socked.
We're going to put that. It's coming off this one. It gives me 3 points, and I would make those cards free if I get the other disc off. I get an assistant. Importantly, I get a village action. Okay, good. And it will be my last village action, which allows me to do the quest that's on this ruin. So this quest says trade in 2 books. How about
2 books.
that book and that? There's 2 books.
And then for your compass, each compass.
I have 1 only. Yep, so I got 1 bump of
And you
combat
get
value,
a
and then I
combat.
get to fight. That works for me. Now I have 2 of those. That unlocks that guy if I want to. All right, and there's my.
And where are we out here now that I put the French out there?
I think that red and blue are tied.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red, and 1, 2, 3, 4 white.
So the English are in last, no first.
Right.
Oh, doesn't matter.
All right, Spanish.
Spanish it is for 5.
5.
Okay.
And we're going to spend. Ooh.
So 5 for the Spanish.
That's not so great. I could get another one if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I want to spend 1
Okay.
and 2, 3. I'm going to spend 3.
So that's
I have
8
a total of 8. Yes. So my first one, I'm going to spend 6 to displace a cube.
Okay.
In Spanish. Displace from a city. So that'll be that one for $4.
Boo! Glory to Rome. Boo!
And then I'm going to spend 2 points to place a red cube in a village. It doesn't matter, as we've previously discussed.
So
Is
how
that
many?
a village? That's not a village.
3, 6, that's
I don't know villages.
7.
And then both of those come with a bump on that, and that pings it, so I get 4 points for that.
4 for black.
black.
And did you get your combat, your bonus combat for?
Oh, I didn't. Thank you, everybody. 1, 2, 3 for my cards. Man, these guys are on the ball
They
tonight.
really
My
are.
goodness.
Right? I would like to say it's because the new camera they can see all of this. That's what we're
I
going
think I think
So
that's
you
part of it.
You got 3.
Yeah, I took the 3, so I'm still
Good.
at 5 there. Would not have changed what I did. I want to get those red cubes out. And then I get to draw some cards. That's going to be only a couple victory points. That's some victory points. Well, let me draw like a little bit at a time here. 1.
All right, so
2.
Martin, you can go ahead and.
I will indeed. I am going to go to Puerto Plata,
These are
Okay.
exciting.
Throw some corn out there.
3.
throw out some corn, and this time I will remember to remove the right thing. Now we're getting close to the end, so maybe I'll just focus on victory points. I don't want to activate this one yet because I'm not well positioned to use it, so I'm going to take it off there.
And explore.
Explore. I'm going to go 1, 2 to do this quest. So I've got 2 books.
And then
yep. Now I go up 3 on a loyalty of my choice.
Correct.
And I think I'll go up the Spanish since I'm nowhere on the Spanish and they are scoring good points. I then get to do my 2 books of my quest. That will give me 6 money because of the 3 compasses that I have, plus 1 loyalty, which I assume can be on a different group, right? Shouldn't be the same one because it's a separate action.
Yeah, it's a separate action.
So I think I'll go up that one on the French. And from all of that, will take. I'll throw away 2 books, so I should get 3 cards back. Why have I got 4 in my hand? Maybe I took it back or something, I don't know. Blink. Okay.
4, 1, 2, 3, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, shoot. Well, too late.
Ooh, I do need to do that because
Shouldn't have
that will
done
get me 6. Oh, for the love of all that's good and oh, I should. There it goes. And I still don't
Oh, I
have
can
it.
do that, I guess. That was a shame, but I can do it anyway.
That works out.
These should have been wiped. No one's there yet.
You're right.
Oh, and I get 2 victory points there.
I'm gonna join the party where Martin is.
Puerto Party.
Yep. And I will discard Lorenz de Graaf as a corn. That will go ahead and come off my board there. That's going to be 2 explore plus 2, which gives me 4. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Yep, I'm good. So that'll be 4 victory points.
4 yellow.
4 yellow. Yep, good call. Done. And draw, which do we want to reserve anything? Because looking at what's coming up, I think I'm gonna reserve a Spanish galleon, not because I want it, but just because it frees up a space in my hand. And I don't want to spend the money, so let me get 2 mystery meat, please. A mediocre draw. There. All right, Chris, you're up.
I'm going to go as far as I can, which is right there. There's my assistant. So it's 5 movement, so I could take 2 village actions and then 2 points from the assistant. Which I might do. This is tough. All right, 14 and 11, that's 25. Minus 4 is 21. Yeek. One thing I'm struggling with is that all those aren't really great for how I played my game, the end game point cards up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I gotta do that. All right, I'm exploring. Keep it easy. Moving 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Because that unlocks that spot for me, which is really good.
And that'll get you
so
2
I got
points.
2 points and then 3 points for that. So 5 total.
2, 3, 4, and
$3,
5.
and
Okay.
then 2 from the card. So actually, $5 total. All right. I can put some cards out there, and
Did
I
you
will.
do your assistant action?
That was my assistant
Okay,
action.
got
So
it.
it was
Okay,
$2, 3 movement.
Got it. Martin, you're up.
I'm gonna put some cards out and draw some cards.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got myself into a little tangle here. I drew the mystery meat, not paying enough attention, and I need to get 1 more quest to fulfill this number of quests thing for my
the
glory.
6. Yeah.
And there's 2 books, 2 maps, and I haven't got enough books or maps in my hand. So the interesting question is, what do? I could go 1, trash my hand, and hope I draw something better, something with 2 maps in it. It seems a little bit risky.
I would argue that it's very, 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 very risky for you.
Yep. I could also just push ahead and look to maybe try and get 2 books by the time I get to over there, through whatever means I can summon up. But I definitely really goofed there by not buying that map there, and just drawing the mystery meat because I wasn't thinking quickly enough. But that's the way I play, so that's the way it goes. So I'm going to just jump forwards and do my usual Caracas and Maracaibo routine. So I will jump to Caracas, score 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3. And then jump to Maracaibo. I will drop off I will drop this one off for the sugar. I do have some sugar around.
Right. Does that include prestige?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've got rid of that one.
Okay.
Get rid of that harm one.
Did you?
And that will give me 3 victory points.
I did-
1, 2,
I did.
3 for uncovering
I did,
that.
but I'm not in the points for them yet, so I don't need to take them
Yeah.
off yet.
Right.
I've done the lesser of both.
And
we
let's
go.
see what the military situation
And
looks
so
like.
the Spanish are well into the lead. The French are in second, and the English have 4. Where are the French? The French have 4. Nobody's in third,
Okay.
I believe.
There is a first, but no third.
There is no third, so ignore the bonus.
Okay.
So 4, 4, 3 get a point if you choose the Spanish.
Victory point for the Spanish, or no, I think the French or the English are going to be a bit more appealing to me. I could. French are, well, again, we're all very evenly distributed. What was the Spanish option again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. Spanish are 3 and 1 victory point.
A victory point. Yeah, but with 3 I can't use 2 of these. So I think I'm better off going with the English, even though the Spanish are more out. I think the French are probably the best option. But I've also got this jump ahead coming up soon, so I'll be able to jump ahead quite nicely with the French. No, I'm going to go with the French.
Okay, so the French get you 4 combat.
So I can get 1 using this, which will get me 3 victory points. Oops, 1, 2, 3. And then maybe plop a French cube out.
Please.
Might not be a bad thing. I'll do that for you, Edward. Yes,
Thank
I'll
you.
pop a French cube out and drop it down in San Juan, because that's a well-known French place.
I appreciate the thematic ties there.
And that will go well. So that's my Maracaibo combat, and I pick up a card.
All right. Wow.
Ooh, and I have a couple of things I didn't do. I have a sailor, so I could actually increase my combat by 1 before the fight.
This is so bad.
And also, I've now got enough combat things that I can release this here, and I score 2 victory points and get 2 doubloons. In fact, I could have done that a while ago, and I kept forgetting, because I keep forgetting things.
There's so much that I need to do right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do my assistant action. 4 points for yellow, please. And let's go ahead and make it another 10 points for reaching the end. Yep. There. So my exploring is complete, but now I get to do 1 village action.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be worth 4. No. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing. Not doing that. Yep. We're going to build this for a total of 3. That'll be my 4th master builder. All in the hopes of being able to get one of the prestige buildings at the very end. So there we go. Done. Not really what I wanted to do, but it felt like I had to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A moment.
Mm-hmm.
I will go ahead and reserve a wasted card. We'll throw the cartographer out there and... Oh boy. Yep, mystery meat.
All right. As we do, we fight. This one is now available to me, though.
So
sorry,
3,
Santa
4,
Marta.
5, yes.
All right, I'll get rid of a corn banana. This disc will be removed, and that will unlock 3 points for me.
Yep.
So 3 for black.
3, no, 3.
No. I've removed the disc from the corn. The disc I removed unlocks 3 points for my
Oh,
playboard.
I apologize.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
say that.
There
It's
you
that
go.
one
Right
there.
there. Yeah.
And then
Good
this
call.
says I get to take cards from the display without paying $1 for them.
Right. And then
All
you
right.
get
So I
3
got
bumps.
3 bumps,
That.
and unfortunately I get 3 more bumps, but this doesn't do anything when it pegs out.
Combat.
Now I fight. Show me.
First place, so the Spanish would be -2.
Mm-hmm. So that's 3 for Spanish.
Yep, and as you see for the others.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 to 5 to 4. All right, we are going to fight for the English. Yep, we're going to fight for the English.
Okay, so the English, you're getting 3
and a point.
and a point. So 1 point for black. Got it?
Yep.
And
And we're going to spend all 8 of those bad boys.
that puts it at 11.
We're going to put English cube right there.
Wow.
And we're going to get 3 bumps. 1, 2, 3, and $8.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Done?
Yeah, I have no cards. I get to draw 1. I want something good.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I like that.
God, I need that, and I can't get it.
8, 9. Now, even though I can't use this spot, can I sail through it to get there in 2 instead of in 1?
Yeah.
Your explorer is not there.
No.
So I can't even sail through it.
I would argue it doesn't
not.
exist.
I
Doesn't
bet you can't
exist.
pass through
That's a
it.
shame. That would be handy for me.
I'll triple
You
check.
could go here.
Yeah, but it puts. Yeah, well, it probably doesn't make any difference. I can't see a way I can get my.
You're not allowed to sail to this location
There you go.
There we are.
until your marker passes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to have to be 1, 2, 3. And that's still enough to give me 2 what's it actions.
Village actions.
2 village actions. So one of those village actions is going to be to build a prestige building. I'm going to spend my 19 and build the palace.
Which is going to be worth 10 points so far.
Which is
Possibly
10
as many
points.
as 12.
Well, this might be better. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This will clear off now. It's the same.
That
Oh,
one too.
oh, I've already got 5 there, so that's 10, and all, I'm certain to do it. I'm still a bit iffy about that, so I think that's slightly better. So I'll do the academy instead.
Okay.
So that gives me 2 victory points because I was the first person to get there,
Yep. And you get
and
a crown.
I get a crown, which is one of
It's gonna be
these.
2.
2, and that's all. 2 on my each one route. So that's my first thing I do, and then the second thing is the Hail Mary, which is I discard all of my cards in the hope that I can get what I need to get that quest, which is definitely a Hail Mary. There's no books
No,
out,
there's not.
which is rather unfortunate. But I do get a couple of doubloons for doing my Hail Mary, so that's nice. 2, 4, 6. And I'm going to be very surprised if I succeed, but that's why it's a Hail Mary. You'll find out, won't you? Did I do it or did I not? That's the question.
Hey, Martin. Glory
Yep.
to Rome.
Oh. How did I glory to Rome you on that?
Well, because I was hoping to be able to figure out whether or not you did. Because it's going to dictate what I can do.
Oh, good. Even better for me not to tell you then.
Oh, my hand is so bad right now.
Oh, my hand is suddenly very interesting.
Well, at least I'll be able to do that. I think I have to come back. I think that's what we have to do. I hate it, but I think I have to. So we will go 3, 4. Discard that. So now, by doing that, that puts this out there. That's going to be 6 points here.
You got
I
it.
got you. To 66. So there's that. That's also going to be, number of ship upgrades is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can always do it during final scoring in case I'm able to get a 5th one. Yeah, and I guess that's that. So now we're going to combat for the second time this game.
Top or bottom?
Bottom. Okay, so again, the Spanish are in first, the French are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're tied. There is no third. Okay, here we go. There is no third. Oh.
Look at that. That's nice.
Well, that worked out really well. I will take the French,
Get 2 bumps.
and I will get a bump, 1 bump.
Right.
So that's going to be 1. Yep, there. That's an important 1, though.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have 2.
Right.
3, 4, 5, 6. I
Oh,
could do up to 6,
6.
and I will do 6. 1, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6. To discard all these guys, and the reason is we're going to displace So I'm going to get one more bump here. Take that cube off. We have to displace one of the Spanish cubes.
In the city. So best one's at for 4.
Yep. There we go. So that'll be 4 doubloons. So discard that. That'll be 5. That seemed like a not terrible alternative action there. Done.
6 to 6 now, red and blue.
Okay.
Cool.
Ties are friendly.
Yes, they are.
Ties
Yes,
are
they are.
friendly.
All right.
Oh, we have 3 turns left. No, 4 turns left.
So we're visiting
at most.
my, I'll tell you the name of it, Vice Admiral.
Okay.
It's a point per combat I've been in. 1,
Oh, geez.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 to 55. Well done.
And importantly, 3 village actions. I've been crunching the numbers, trying to figure out what I can buy here. This is for sure one of them. Conquer Village for 15 minus 2, 13. So that allows me to put a cube ownership marker in any free village.
You sure you don't want to put a French out there?
You know, we're running out of free villages. There's one.
Good problem to have, I guess.
I guess
but,
so.
All right.
All right. I have 2 more village actions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 25 of $28 plus kind of 6 sitting here, so 34. I could jump in on an end game point thing, and I think I might because it's worth more than it looks. It gives you a crown when you jump in on one of those, and I have 2 points of crowns there waiting to be unlocked. Can I do that? 12 plus 18.
Oh, I should have drawn
30,
a card.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
I have 5. There is, sorry.
30 or
Nope, mystery meat. Not going to spend the buck, please.
Is this better?
I got it.
Oh, I
No,
got you.
You're fine.
I
You're
got
fine.
you.
You're busy. It's your
I
turn.
am busy.
Womp womp.
Can I do this and that? That'd be really sweet. 16. 14 plus 18 is 32. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30. I have 34. All right, we're doing it. We're going to conquer another village for 14. We're going to make sure that those Spanish win the war. You can go there. And for my final, interesting. Okay, great. For my final village action, I think 14. I need 4 more bucks so that guy can come off and give me 4 more bucks. I'm not going to take it, but that's the $18 I need to get in up there. And sorry, this is the best one for me, the Abbey. So that gives me 2 points right now as the first person there.
2 for black. Gotcha.
And I get a crown token.
Which
And
is
the
going to trigger a
crown
bunch of stuff,
gets a
right?
bunch of stuff out of here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 victory points on that there.
Eesh.
I'm pretty sure Chris has got this
That's
locked
good.
up.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm drawing 2 cards. I want something cheap.
Well, it makes my turns quicker.
Something cheap with points.
Yep.
No? Let's see here.
All right, so you're up. Martin.
Interesting.
Did you draw correctly?
I did.
Okay. Well, I actually needed you to at this point, believe it or not.
So I can go there. I can drop a couple of books. Yeah, these 2 books can go, both Conquer Villages.
And the reason here, let me show folks. The reason it was contested on this one was because, yes, points there, but to be able to remove 2 discs is awfully good. Awfully
Yes,
good.
it is.
So, how many compasses?
And what's more, I can trade a corn or a banana to remove a disc here. So actually this, let me just take this disc. That doesn't matter. Take this disc off first. That uses that disc here.
Oh, right, of course.
That then immediately jumps me 1 up on any of these. So the question is, which way do I want to jump up?
That. The middle one, I think.
The middle one is a nice big jump, and of course there's a lot going on. I do need
That's
to get
7
up on the
points.
French, but I will be able to get there later with a bit of combat, I
You're
hope.
welcome.
So I can do that.
How many compasses? I see 3.
I have 3 compasses, yeah.
And how many points is that?
So that's 1 point per compass, so that's
So
3 victory
3.
points.
Okay.
And then I get to remove 2 what's-its.
Which is going
And
to be another 10 to 67.
yep, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have been cleared, so I can now remove this one. So that gives me the 10 victory
Well
points
done.
on
Good
there.
job. Good job.
Thank you.
All right.
And because that's my 6th quest, I'm able to remove this guy for 4 victory points further and 4 doubloons.
Let's double
And
check your victory point.
very close to my final influence. Yep. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. I got a lot more. Should be up 12 more.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
12 more.
No, 8 more. It's right here. Both cards I put down had 4 for a medal. So
Oh,
8
right.
more on that track.
So 16. Oh, wait, he's
No,
already
8.
there.
So
8 more.
6. And he
6.
scores 20 for that when you hit it. 77.
I'm going to cash it out early.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, thank you. I'm glad people voted for me.
Yeah. I'll take 3
Oh,
extra meat, I guess.
And this goes there. Because I spent that. Oh, that's so gross. Oh well, it didn't work out. I do have some actions left. Yeah, might as well. So let's go ahead and move down just 1 to stop there. We're going to get 3 bumps. 1, 2, 3 there. And combat top, please. No, the bottom was good to me last time.
All right.
So the English are in last right now. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, they're tied for last, right? 1.
No, English is
2,
last.
3,
You got.
4,
There's
5,
6 blues.
6 blue. All right, English are in last. Up in first. Well, we're not going to take first. That works out. The French, that's 5 bumps. And do we have? Oh, we do have this. I forgot it last time. That's okay. I get that. So that is 5. I need to spend 1 of these to make it 6. So that'll go there. I will get the last bump on that. We will displace. What are we displacing? 3, 11, that's 15. We're getting close. That. 3 more. So that get. I'm sorry. So $2.
7 to 7.
Okay.
Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yep.
4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a fight to the finish, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that is me here done. Chris, you're up.
Bloop.
All right.
Fight.
Shock.
All right, so we're going up 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what that top one was you didn't take.
So nobody's in first. The English are in last. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. 2 point. Not many combat points for that though, huh?
No, not for the Spanish.
So I might as well.
Where are you at? Did you get your bumps?
I took the 3 bumps.
Okay.
This guy I'm just gonna pull him off now because he's gonna give me $2. I'm not gonna get another quest. $2, 2 more bucks, and 2 points.
So $4 and 2 points. So 2 points, and you got your $4.
Yep,
Okay.
and now I'm appointed admiral, so
Congrats.
thank you.
All right, so here's.
So I have
your
a potential
options
of now 5 bumps onto whatever I take.
Yep, 5 on top of those.
So I could take 7 with the Spanish and 2 points with it.
We're getting there, Matt. We're getting there.
And then, or I don't want to pay that way. 7 with the Spanish. That'll get me. We'll just do 6. 6 will get me 2 cubes out there. 6, 8. Oh, man. All right, I think I can do it. Let's see what happens with 7.
All right, so.
Because it's 5 on top of, what was the Spanish?
Yeah,
2,
2.
right? So 5 on top of 2 is 7, right?
Okay, so it's going to be 2 victory points for taking the Spanish. Done. You got those. So
Right.
now you have 7 points in which to spend. How are you spending them?
Actually, I just needed 6.
Okay, so.
If you
Yep, you're
allow me
fine.
to do that. We want to put 2 cubes out there is what we want to do. So there's an open city, which is why I didn't realize it gives you $6 there. And then, is there a free town? There's one.
Oh, there's
All right.
one here.
I could
There's
overthink
plenty.
it. Okay. And then both of those will give me a bump, which will ping for 4 points.
Yep.
Okay. That's it. I have no spot to hold a card, so I have nothing to draw.
And should I have 1, 2, 3? Nope, Martin, you're up. You have two actions left, Martin.
Okie doke.
And we know that because 1, 2. So Chris is going to score 8 points on that. I'm pretty sure I go 1. It's 5. Yep. Shoot.
Trying to see if there's anything worth me doing before hitting the end, or whether I should
Building
just hit
French
the end and
cubes.
and just hitting the end and then.
Oh, he's leading. That's why hitting French cubes
Yeah, right.
helps tear down Chris a little bit.
You want any sugar?
No, I think I'll go all the way. I can't see any point doing anything. There's not really not enough to go, so we'll go straight into a fight.
Go French.
Well, we'll see.
Come on, French.
Well, France may be good, but I might get more points for
that
going
sucks.
Spanish.
No, Spanish is going to cost you $2, but there you go.
But I get 6 combat for it.
There is that.
And I have got the money. Have I? Well, I'm thinking this card
You
might be
would
a
get
good
an
one
extra
to build,
$2
which is 13.
If you go French and put up,
Yeah, but the $2, that would send me up to 15, but still not close enough to be interesting with any of the cards in my hand. But losing $2 is also going to be a problem, because that would take me down to 11 and means I'm not enough to build this glorious conquest.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can. Give me the screen back again, please. So that means I think I'm looking at either going with the French or going with the English. The English are kind of boring because they're not doing anything. So that actually argues quite firmly for the French. I only get 2, but that would allow me to get up to 9, which is necessary to get me to release this guy, which is what I want to do. So yeah, it's going to be the French. I can spend 2 going up like that, and that way it scores me 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3. And the question then is, do I want to spend a couple more to get a French cube on the board?
Yes!
But there's no empty spots, is there?
There's one here.
I can't go there.
Why?
Because, well, I suppose I could go...
You reached it? You've passed it?
Hang on, has anybody filled this spot in Santo Domingo? Or
That's not a village, technically.
What, are you,
No, that's true,
are you
it's
going a
not a
city or a
village.
village?
That's true, it would have to be a village.
So that's a city, right?
Oh, shoot, it is a city. Is there...
Or those aren't really
Nope, those are
villages,
cities.
right?
Oh, I don't
No,
think there's...
so
city,
no,
that's
I
a
wouldn't, there is
city.
no option anyway. But I could spend 2 a duty guy and a strength point in order to go up 1 more by using the top action there. And I might as well do that with the French, because that would give me another what's it. Sorry I couldn't get any cubes off, but, I was just too weedy.
Done?
Done.
Any drawing?
Can't. Nothing to draw. Oh, but I do take this off, and that gives me another 3 victory points, please, for green.
3 for green.
And another 3 doubloons. Oh, another 3 doubloons. That could have altered my calculation.
The point at this round is different.
Oh, I took the French. So did I take the 2 doubloons to the French? I think I did, didn't I? And I'm now an admiral.
I was going to say, unlike the other rounds, there's kind of 2 stops for the final tour. So
Yep.
you really have 2 more turns.
Yeah, I have 2. Yeah.
Yeah, just pointing it out.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's... My plan was to do this. It's worth... Yeah, I need the money, so I have to. Is there anything I want to do ahead of time? That is... 1, 2, or do I do 1, 2? That's basically what it comes down to.
$6.
The $6 is nice, but I already can do what I need by doing that.
Aha.
So, you know what? I
3
think
points.
we skip it.
I miscounted the money, so I didn't take the 2 for the French.
And we'll go there.
And I also need to take 2 for flipping the card in addition to the 3 for taking the dude off.
I believe you. All right, so we're going to
Wish I
complete
did.
this. Move that over. So this, I have, I think, 1 compass. Double check. I have 1 compass. So it's going to be $2 and 3 points. So $2. But that's my second quest. Second quest is going to be here, which is going to be $2, which we'll take these 3 and add that. And number of ship upgrades, we're not going to be able to upgrade anything else, so I'll go ahead and finish that because I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be another $3
Might as well take 5.
there and another 2. So make that 5, and that'll be another 2 points for yellow. And we are all admirals. Congratulations,
Yay.
everybody.
Way to go, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it doesn't matter because everyone's passed, but that goes there. And here we go.
All right,
Black.
I get 3.
3 points.
Martin gets 3.
Martin gets 3. 3.
And now you get
Back
a turn.
to me. I will go there. And
Oh, you gotta fight.
the question is, does it make more sense to go here or to fight? Because I need a total of, looking at the prestige buildings up there, it looks, I mean, that's 12, not doing. So that's 12, so that's, I need 17. Yeah, we're going to fight.
You get money from fighting.
Yep, so top 1, it's gone well. Here we go. And where are we real quick? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $1 million for the red and less than 7 for white.
Yeah, 9.
There we go. Okay, not fighting there, so that's going to be a total of 5 for the.
You might as well offload those. You can do it.
Getting the cube out for the French is going to be a big deal.
If you switch blue for red, let's see.
So that's going to be 5 for sure. How many red?
I have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you switch a
It'd
red
be
for a
8,
blue, it'd be tied.
Yep. So we have 5 for the French. I need 6, so there's 6, and now I have 4 more.
You can do it.
Well, I can do this. I can discard these 2 to go ahead and ping that once for the top one, so that's 2
No,
points.
you can do the 4 if you want. Make it 4. There's a city right here you can go into, right? No, the 6 is the city displace action.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
close. Sorry.
No, that's all right. So I get 2 points for that.
Yep.
And then we're going to displace a red cube.
$6.
$6.
That's what you want. If you want the money.
Well, I mean, it's better than nothing. Get out
Yeah,
of
they're
here,
all
you
money.
dirty Spanish cube.
Hey.
There, and $6. Done. So then, here we go.
I get 5 points.
Black gets 5, and that triggers
And
the
then
end of the
Now we're
game.
counting points.
All right, so here we go. May build a building starting with Chris.
Yep. I think.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. Give me one of my guys back. Thank you. And instead, I will do that because I need that for the prestige building. Thanks, Matt. Shrey.
Hey, good looking
Appreciate
out.
it. All right, go for it. It literally changed nothing, so go
Right.
for it. Are you building something?
Yeah.
Are you sure? You don't
Yeah,
have to.
I think-
Don't feel obligated.
Okay.
Okay.
I think in honor of a record night, I'm going to build the patron.
Yeah.
So that's $11. And that's 9 I owe for my 2 discount. It gives me 1 influence in any nation. And that's, let me get French. That's going to be about 7 points at the end for that. So, because you fought so well. That's it. Go ahead, Martin.
I will spend $20 and build a palace.
So 2
So I
off the
get
bat.
2 victory points right away, and I'll be getting a lot more later on.
There's 20
What? You got a discount.
minus 4.
And I get -1, of course.
So get
Which way are you
4
going?
back.
Abbey?
I
Hold
guess,
on.
I guess
That'd be
doesn't-
icing.
it doesn't- the money's nothing.
Yeah, I know, but
But-
hold on, I
yeah.
get 4 back. So there. I do get the crown. I don't think it does. It does. Yeah, moment.
Here's your crown.
For that one.
Yeah. Don't say no to a crown.
Seriously. Just double checking. Done. Okay. All right, so we've
Income.
all built. Everybody get your income.
All right, so
These are victory points for endgame.
So green gets 2 points. Black gets 2 points.
1, 2.
Yellow gets 3 points.
Yay. 2, 3.
All right, and 2 more for black. And then 8 for green.
8 to 92.
And 10 for yellow.
10 to 86.
All right.
Wait up, guys.
Next is cards
Now
we built
for
and
cards.
those. We gotta-
Okay, so here, we'll do the prestige buildings real quick. So I reached all 3, so it's going to be 12 for the first prestige. You know what? Hold on 1 second. There we go. So the first one, how far did you make it? Black,
I made it through 2 of them, so I got 8 points.
8 points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, and I made it through 3. That's going to be 12 to 98.
All right.
So that's the first card. Second card, nobody has. Third card
Martin.
and fourth card are all Martin.
So how many discs did you
Right,
uncover?
so I uncovered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 discs, so that's 14 points for the Academy.
Okay.
And then I have 6 quests, so that's 12 points for the Palace.
Yep, checks out. There you go.
Zoom.
Well done. So now, count all the buildings that you have built, any points that are in the top left-hand corner. And here, I'll have the peanut gallery follow along a moment on this one.
18 for me.
Okay, 18 for Martin. Chris?
17.
That's the 22. And for me, I have no idea. So let's look. That'd be 0. 2, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, sorry, 18, 20, 22, 24. And there's that.
Hello.
All right. So we are through this. Now, whoever is furthest up each track will gain 3 points. 3 for yellow, 3 for black,
And 3 for black.
and 3 for black.
Okay.
Okay, then, whoever has the most cubes out here on the board, that for each, will get 2. Second place will get 1 added to this number
So what's
over
your
here.
deal?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the French. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the Spanish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The English are out of it. Tied first and second. They are friendly ties. Add 2 to each of these numbers.
That's
Right.
good for me.
So if you, and we'll do it top to bottom, makes the most
Sure.
sense.
Yep.
So you can see, and actually here, let's bring it up here. So there we go. So if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 times wherever you are on these. So black is going to get 7 points to 35.
5. Yep.
Then 7 times 5 is 35 for green.
Which will be
71.
71.
And for yours truly, that's 6. That's 42. It looks like. So
So
there.
there's 67, yep.
Okay.
42 and 25.
Well, that was exciting. So now the Spanish. How many do they have exposed
1,
there?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 2 is 8.
Yep.
8 multiplier.
8 times 0. I'm pretty sure is 0.
Yep.
8 times 3 is 24. If a game has endgame scoring. Oh, hold on.
20,
24 for that. I apologize.
24 for green.
That looks like 95.
Okay.
And for black,
8 times 6.
that would be 48.
48 plus 35.
70, 83.
83 it is. Okay.
Ooh, so close.
And then the bottom one is 3 times 0 is still 0.
Yep.
2 for green. That's going to be 6 for green. And
So
then
3 times 3 is
4
9.
is 9 for black.
92.
And then we go into the story stuff, which we don't have, and thus we have a winner.
All right.
So Martin at 201. Chris,
Wow.
I'm shocked didn't win somehow. Honestly, it felt like you were crushing us.
Yeah, I thought so
At
as well.
192, and excellent teacher today
Yeah.
at 167. There we go.
Didn't win.
So Martin.
So what do I think?
Yeah.
Let's talk for a minute.
Let's talk, shall we?
Let's talk. Well, I feel very much the same way playing this game as I do with the other sort of heavier fistas that I've played. I've played Mombasa, I've played Great Western Trail. I mean, obviously the different mechanics and different settings, but the general feel of the game, what I'm thinking about, is broadly the same.
Okay.
There's a really nice combination of mechanics. The card play is quite nice on this. It adds, I think, a nice bit of variety to the thing. You've got this sort of shared rondel thing going on, which is kind of like with Great Western Trails, shared rondel. It's different because you're forcing the end of the rondel by whoever gets there first, while in Great Western Trail it's a different dynamic, but you've still got the shared rondel, which is also, of course, makes me think of Teotihuacan, which also has a big shared rondel, except with Teotihuacan, you're manoeuvring your dice together, so it's a more complicated rondel to manipulate, while this is more straightforward. It's quite straightforward to get into. I mean, when we played the practice game, I felt I was into the mechanics in the first turn or two. It's very low getting it score. Really dive in. It's certainly a very absorbing game. Lots of different things you can try and do. Lots of different kind of tactics you can play. Although this really is important. I felt it was crucial in this game.
I think this is the most
absolutely crucial in the previous game. Shrey really dominated from this.
Anyone.
I mean, the other things are interesting, but they're secondary to what's going on with this. This is really the centerpiece of the game. So there's a lot to like about it, and I think anybody who enjoyed Mombasa or Great Western Trail or Teotihuacan will enjoy this kind of game. The thing that sort of makes it not great for me, personally, is there's no real theme. There's a setting of wandering around the Caribbean, but there's no theme, again using Dan Farrow's theme versus setting thing. And to me, for a game to really kind of notch up at this kind of weight, it needs a theme that sort of gives you something, and this does not have a theme.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's certainly a really enjoyable game. I could quite easily imagine getting it, maybe, with the right kind of crowd, if I didn't have the games that had the theme as well.
Yeah, I'll pick up where you left off, because I think for me, it's a really fun game of finding synergies and making these combos with the cards, trying to figure out how to get points out of them, and you feel really good. But I think the thing that's missing for me is like a central MacGuffin sort of like I think of other point salad-y type games. You're getting points for all over. So like Castles of Burgundy, where you're building a town and you can see it build in front of you, or Teotihuacan, where you're all building this pyramid in the middle of something to like focus on that feels like you're building towards something rather than constantly getting points. I'll say sort of thing.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there were not to counter, but the question I ask then is, you are building a tableau of cards, right? And you are moving up these tracks out there.
Yeah.
So is that not?
No, I guess so. It's a valid point. I feel there's like lots of different ways to get points, right? And so you can focus on that combat track, or you can focus on this like you did. I thought you did a great job getting up to here.
Me too, but it didn't quite work out.
And so this is the feeling I had at both times I played. Both times I lost. But I felt good for doing what I did during the game, as far as figuring out, these cards will go together, and this will get me a lot of points, and I'll make a little engine over here. So that felt really good. And both times I didn't win. So, but it's kind of like gives you that nice feeling of I did something and I figured something out. But yeah. At the same time, it's a little bit opaque as to why I feel like I was 10 points behind at the end, which I think is what my point was going to be. Like, I can't look and say, oh, I didn't finish my city, or I didn't do this thing, that I didn't accomplish that. To analyze it very quickly, one thing that hurt me is that the goal cards at the top didn't align with my strategy at all.
Whereas
which was combat. If one of those was score 2 for every combat you're in, boom. Right?
Oh, of
off
course.
the chart.
Yeah.
I saw some comments on Board Game Geek, like some people will play with them revealed from the beginning.
Yeah,
so to kind of guide you.
So that doesn't happen.
Right, so that doesn't happen.
I'll be honest with you, and what we're talking about specifically is the prestige buildings. Those up there. I can't think of a good reason why those aren't revealed at the beginning of the game. Because, so how many points did
Other
you
than
score?
it being a turn round marker.
Right.
Round
I mean,
marker,
but
which you could use anything for.
yeah. How many points did you
14
score?
for this one and 12 for that one.
So that's 26 points.
And I scored 8 for mine.
So there's 18, and you look at. And I'm not saying that Martin was gifted the win by any means.
No.
I'm just saying.
And those are the last two that came out, and those are the two that benefited them.
Right.
Whereas if one of those is combat one, I should draw
Right.
a card for that or whatever. It would be
Right.
different.
Yeah.
Some easy little feeling a little, you know.
I mean,
But,
so we've been playing. Wow, it's been. I will be honest. So we've been streaming for 4 hours. Doesn't feel like 4 hours to me.
Right.
I will say that it moved
Yep.
quick, short turns. There were a couple little bit. What do I do? I think we each had one of those moments in that. But overall, I feel like it moved snappy.
Yep.
I feel like it went along well. I was engaged the entire time because, like I said, I would have guessed it would have been an hour shorter, and that was with an
It
hour
definitely went
each.
fast.
Yes.
Sometimes it does that thing where you're just like anxious to get to your next turn.
Right.
Where it's like, I already know what I'm doing, and then I'm waiting for you guys to finish your turns.
Sure.
But I think 3 was nicer than 4 in that regard.
I
right?
think it
'Cause
does. There's less downtime with 3. I think that is definitely better.
I'm looking to see if.
There's not a huge amount of player interaction and contention on this. I mean, you've got to watch what people are doing around here to kind of say, oh, can I leech along there?
Oh, on the influence.
There's a
track.
little bit of blocking on things like the quests and getting your trade goods in first, but it's not a huge amount. It's not heavy on the blocking side.
They're somewhere out there. I forget where they are. But
Yeah,
there are more prestige
There they are.
buildings.
There they
There we
are.
go.
All right. We'll complete the.
I must admit,
conversation.
with the lack of a theme as it has, it does strike me as intriguing as to what a campaign game means for such a themeless game. But I'm not into campaign games anyway, so I'm not a very good person to judge that.
So here they are. 4 for every assistant. Max of 16 points.
There it is.
Super combat tokens.
that's
How many combat tokens
10.
did you have? 10.
So that's
there's-
20 points
there's
for me.
20. 1 for every one of your synergy markers,
Right, and it was
and
for the-
this is for every leftover
Kind of combat point
combat
or
and
assistant.
assistant.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that. Okay.
Yeah, so whatever.
Right.
That made some difference.
Yeah, so I think if I were to play this again, I would stress that those need to be open because
Yeah.
I really can't think of a good reason why they shouldn't be.
That feels
because-
like a very tempting house rule, doesn't it? Just open
Yeah,
these up.
because you want to know what you're in-game, what you're working towards, and by the last round, it's going to be really hard for you to pivot. There aren't enough actions in the game to be able to pivot.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
see no
I
reason.
say, yeah. I think that Alexander Pfister actually commented on the BGG thread with that topic, and he said, "Yeah, sure, if you want to do that."
Oh, and
so,
Alex
yeah.
is really good at, hey, it's your game. You play it how
Yeah.
you want. A lot of people are like, no, follow how your letter of the law. But as Jess has said before when she's been on stream, is developers and designers want you to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
So if there's something simple like that, like we had talked about with when we played Crystal Palace, if you had the same bid, you might be first, you might be last, or something like that, even though you bid so
Right.
much. So why not just clockwise versus anti-clockwise and fix that problem? And the designer was like, we just wanted to streamline it, make it simpler. I would argue that just turn them up from the get-go.
Turn them up.
Yeah.
turn
There you
them
go.
up. Yeah, cool.
Overall,
No.
I enjoyed it. I know there are a lot of people that are going to love this
Oh, yeah.
game and
For
that
sure.
do love this game, just like Great Western Trail. I kind of feel like what you had said, the same. I enjoy Great Western Trail. I'm not chomping at the bit to play Great Western Trail. The same would go with Maracaibo. The story aspect of it, to me, is appealing, but I'm also a realist. I'm never going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And on the tiles, like for instance, that space isn't there if you play on the easy mode or whatever. Whereas, I'll be honest, I don't see a reason not to play it on hard mode. I like the extra
Yeah, I
stuff
like that.
it
I like that
adds.
flavor. I thought it was going to
too.
slow us down a bit. It probably would with 4, but because there's some things that slow your movement down
Right,
there.
yeah.
But yeah, I liked it with the variety.
And the last thing I want to ask you guys is the randomness in the game. Thoughts on that, whether it's the card draw or
Well, we talked about the big
we've
one.
already talked about the prestige buildings, but the card draw, the quests, stuff like that.
I was trying really hard the last 2 rounds to get some cards that would score me points at the end of the game, and I couldn't seem to get them. I did have some cards to score, but I wanted something that would bump me up on these tracks.
Right.
Not good enough for what I was looking for. I knew there were better ones in there. I'd say that, but. What else? Not really.
Yeah, I
really
drew well.
combat thing,
Yeah, right. And I feel like there were moments throughout this game, and I wasn't making up the difference in points, so it's not sour milk. But there were points to where I was seriously hampered by my hand, whether being able to put discs out to be able to clear them off my board or not being able to do quests. The argument could be made that I should waste a turn or an action to be able to just trash my hand at that point, and it should be about hand manipulation as well.
Yeah.
Which I could see that as being
the game gives you chances to do that.
Right, an attribute. It's not something that I find fun that I want to fight with.
Right.
With the randomness in that, but it's not a deal breaker for me.
I didn't find it a huge factor. I mean, it's quite a lot of great games have this flow of cards thing going on, and there's enough options that you get that I think there's plenty of choices to go through.
I'll buy that.
Although, as I said, I had the really lucky draw. I got the 2 books when I needed them, and it would have been the difference. I mean, so yeah, that was another play. But
Yeah, and again, I'm not complaining, just making people aware of it.
Yep.
But that said, it's an enjoyable game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to spend a Friday night, fellas.
Yep.
I enjoyed it.
Good.
Yep, I enjoyed it.
So there you go. That is, I almost said Great Western Trail. That is Maracaibo, Alexander Pfister, Capstone Games, and Games Up. So thanks everybody who watched both live and after the fact. Thanks to these cats for hanging out with me on a Friday night. And thanks to the 811, Jacques, not forgetting you. I really, really appreciate the support. So if you enjoyed this, give it a thumb, subscribe, hit the little bell reminder whenever, so you get notified whenever we go live. And if you want to join the herd and continue the discussion over on Slack, all patrons at the $5 and up a month level get access to the Slack channel. You can go to pledgehc.com. There's a monthly way and there's an annual way to be able to be patrons of the show. I think it's worth it. I appreciate the support. Hopefully you guys appreciate the content as well. That said, that's it for this week. I will be back Monday for the weekly look ahead. I think we have 3 games coming and a podcast, so looking forward to that. So I will see you guys on Monday. I'm Edward.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Martin.
You guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks, everybody. Take care, y'all.
Good night.
So should we call this Great Caribbean Trail or something?
There is a path that you were sailing through. Yes.
But
Less
if
cows.
if nothing else, let's get the rum out because I think that's what we need now.
100%. Yes.
okay.
I'm in. Let's
Rum
it's
time.
Friday. Done.